A beautiful sunny day here in Atlanta, Georgia today. The sun has been shining every day since he came to the National Hockey League. For Ty Conklin, trying to make it 10 in a row here tonight. Look at those numbers. And he has allowed only 5 goals in his last 6 games, trying to stretch that winning streak to 10 here tonight against Kari Lehtonen of the Atlanta Thrashers. The former 2nd overall pick in 02 is 7-10-1, a 3.08 goals against average. Faced a season-high 40 shots at a 3-2 overtime loss in his last game. And, of course, that game was against the Florida Panthers. The Penguins recently beat, and they ended up with 40 shots on goal in their next game against Atlanta. As we take a look at the officials tonight, Eric Furlot and Walsh are the referees. Andy McElman and Mark Schuchek are the linesmen. Bob, I think we should explain why those girls were on the ice. The Thrashers, along with USA Hockey, are hosting the 2008 Girls Hockey Showcase today. They had some clinics. A couple of local broadcasters. Darren Elliott, the color analyst on TV, was there, along with Jeff Rogers, your former teammate. They were out there running some clinics. And also there was Kristen King, who played on the Women's Olympic Hockey team.
Beautiful stuff. I like it, Steggy.
So they're trying to promote the game down here in Atlanta, and we have certainly seen the game grow amazingly in Pittsburgh, and they want to see it grow here as well with the Thrashers here also hosting the NHL All-Star Game next Sunday.
Yep, we're in blue land right now, Steggy.
2 weeks from tomorrow, actually, the All-Star Game, and Sidney Crosby got over 500,000 votes to lead all vote getters. He's on the ice right now as the Thrashers go D-to-D, and Nicholas Havlat lost the puck and also fell down. Crosby in after it. Bobby Holik takes him hard into the boards, but Sid just bounces off of that check. Takes the puck again on the near wall. Knocked away from him momentarily by Pascal Dupuis, and then sent back up into the Penguin zone, and Ryan Whitney will go back for it.
Well, that's the thing. Bobby Holik really got a good piece of Crosby there, but you can't gloat. You can't rest on your laurels. Sidney Crosby will just fight. He will feed off that kind of play. He loves to. It's like a bull in a china shop.
Kari Lehtonen moves the puck up the wall. The Thrashers trying to get it out. And a couple of guys have already fallen down here on the ice surface as Ilya Kovalchuk takes control. We saw a couple of those girls fall down too on their way out to line up. It can't be bad ice, is it?
Steggy, I fell down when I first started too and didn't want to play the game again. So, you know, everybody falls down once or twice.
On the ice and in life, right, Bob?
That's right. Just pick yourself up. That's all you got to do.
Start all over again. Mark Recchi, speaking of picking yourself up and starting all over again, dumps the puck in with an offside call. And we look at our PNC lineup here, a little pushing and shoving over there. Maybe tempers flaring already here in this game.
Yeah, well, good. You got to get in Kovalchuk's kitchen. And the Penguins, Ryan Stone will be back in the lineup. Eric Christensen, a death in the family. So he's unavailable for Michael Therrien here tonight. The Ruutu Talbot back in the lineup for his 2nd game, coming back from the high ankle sprain. Sakura, 3 assists the other day, and Jordan Staal had a pair of goals, 1 assist. Good to see that secondary scoring that the Penguins have been talking about. It was a great display of hockey against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Crosby didn't score any points, Staggy. His streak came to an end, but boy, was he ever good defensively.
And he also made some fantastic offensive plays. He just wasn't able to finish. And that's pretty much the case every night for Sid. It's not all about the points he puts up. He puts on a show every night. Now the Penguins trying to get that first goal. And Jarkko Ruutu, who's got 9 shots in his last 3 games, works it behind the net to Maxime Talbot. Adam Hall out here on the right wing. He tries to stuff one in, a couple of cracks at it. Paddle down for Kari Lehtonen, and he was unable to jam it in on him. Now Talbot takes it again. Watching him is Colin Stewart.
How about this cycle? Tremendous work by Talbot, Ruutu, and Hall.
And was working that puck in deep again. Good puck possession here. Finally, the Thrashers just get rid of it. And Chris Letang will go back and play it into his own zone. Adam Hall right there, Bob, trying to score. He has not been able to score a goal in 27 games.
Well, you got to get the puck up on Lehtonen, and he tried a little quick shifty hands move from the backhand to forehand. Lehtonen's a big goaltender, about 6'5", and he's got long legs. Said it before, we'll say it again. Got to get the puck up on these guys. But any bad angle shots, don't be afraid to waste them at the legs of these big goalies. And it's tough to find that piece of rubber down around your long legs.
Here come the Thrashers now. Marian Hossa, he's going to be playing in the All-Star game here in Atlanta. And Hossa stripped of the puck for a moment by Malkin, but now Holik trying to center one, and reading that play nicely was Colby Armstrong. Ahead for Sidney Crosby. Crosby finds Malkin. Malkin drops it for Sid. He tried to get it to the net. It was blocked. Good defensive play there by Nicholas Havlat. We'll see a lot of him tonight. And Havlat has control now, and he headmans the puck And it's dumped in by Pascal Dupuis. Came over to the Thrashers from the New York Rangers. Daryl Sador sends it rink wide for Ryan Whitney. Whitney's pass for Crosby, too hard for him. It's going to be an icing call. Back to play it is Toby Enstrom. And they'll bring it all the way back into the Penguin zone.
Well, what are the Penguins up against here tonight? The top unit of Ilya Kovalchuk, his 36 goals to lead the National Hockey League. The wrecking ball on the right side. Boy, he can pass the puck. That's a deadly combination with White in the center. You see that Kozlov moves to the center tonight. Hosts a tremendous all-star. He had 100 points last year. You know what? Well, there's a good shot right out the face-off by Kovalchuk. He's got that big weapon, and that's his big curve. He's got one of the great wrist shots in the game. He's on the off wing, and he takes advantage of that off wing, gets his body in position against Ryan Whitney there. And Whitney's got to get in better position than that. He's got 172 shots, does Ilya Kovalchuk.
Make it 173 now.
Yeah, he's 7th in the National Hockey League in shots. He's 4th in shooting percentage.
There was a block of a shot there by Sikora. He's got Stahl going to the net. Sikora shoots one. And one of those guided missiles, and the save made by Kari Lehtinen. Stahl moves it back to the point, and Scuderi sends it around. And Malone couldn't play it. Well, Sikora blocked the shot, turned that into offense. The Penguins blocked 22 shots the other night against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and 8 of them were blocked by forwards, including Sidney Crosby with a pair and Evgeny Malkin with one late in the game.
Yeah, the Lightning, they look out here.
Here's Scuderi with it now. Scuderi's wrister is blocked. He gets it back. Try to poke it in deep for George Laraque. Now Stahl crashes in on the near side against Mark Recchi. Recchi trying to dig it out of there, and he does. Good work by Recchi on the wall. And now Kovalchuk just pushes it up into the Penguin zone. Ty Conklin quickly moves it along for Rob Scuderi. Scuderi out for Ryan Stone.
I tell you, I'm watching Kovalchuk. Just love to watch this guy skate. He can fly. Mark Recchi said, can't believe how big he is. He's got that great shot to go along with the great blazing speed. Might be the fastest in the game.
Garnett Exelby, one of the great names in hockey, goes back for the puck. An 8th round pick in '99 of the Thrashers. They rely on him for solid defense as he hits Letang after Letang dumped it in right in front of the Atlanta bench. Good atmosphere in the building here tonight. As Ruutu lifts it to the Atlanta line. Garnett Exelby teamed up with Mark Popovic on defense.
Exelby, he can play the body. Look out in the neutral zone for number 2 in blue, Exelby.
Here's Brooks Orpik. Under pressure from former Penguin Chris Thorburn. Able to get it out, though, and it's going to slide back into Atlanta territory for Alexei Zhitnik. He came over from the Philadelphia Flyers at the end of last year prior to the playoffs for Braden Coburn. That was a good deal for the Flyers.
Are you kidding me? He was a top defenseman picked in his draft here, Braden Coburn, ahead of Dion Phaneuf, and they pick him up for Zhitnik.
And he's playing well and has signed a big contract with the Flyers. Kozlov shoots one over the shoulder of Conklin off the glass. Penguins couldn't play the puck. Centering pass picked off again by Colby Armstrong. Ahead to Malkin. Malkin with Sid. Crosby looks for Whitney. Whitney shoots it to the net. Crosby backhand shot and he scores. Sidney Crosby buries the loose puck from the paint. What a rush that was for the Penguins as Ryan Whitney, Malkin, and Sid team up to give the Penguins a 1-0 lead.
We'll talk about young guns and young stars. Tremendous work here by these three. The middle guy's got to drive on a 3-on-2. Push the defense back. That's what happened. You go with speed. Malkin distributes. He drives the net. And watch Sidney Crosby. He corrals this puck with his skates and then puts it under the stick on the backhand. It was a bouncing puck that came through the crease area as Whitney shuffled it through to the crease. There's the save. Oh, he actually used his stick from the forehand to the backhand. Great hands. That flat blade. And Sidney Crosby, he's going a million miles an hour. All of a sudden, he's got to stop at that post. How many times do you see in young kids' games, people just go right by the post, even in the NHL? Sidney Crosby stopped at the goal post. That's why he's got 19 goals right now on the season.
Sador tapping the ice with his stick, wanting that puck quickly from Ryan Whitney, and he got it ahead of Ryan Malone. Taken by Sikora. Another rocket of a shot and a stick save made by Kari Lehtinen. Sikora doesn't care where he is in the offensive zone. He'll pull the trigger, and he will. You better be ready if you're a goaltender for what Peter Sikora is going to bring you, because he will pull the trigger and get it there in a hurry.
Yeah, and that was a rolling puck there, but he's got a big wide blade, one of the widest blades I've seen in the NHL, and he can fire it.
Sid takes the pass on the backhand, drops it off to Malkin. Malkin for Scuderi. Scuderi's shot through traffic, hit Colby Armstrong. He tried to poke it behind the net to Sid. Now brings it the other way. Centers to Malkin and a shot wide of the goal. Lehtinen can't find it at the side of the cage. Crosby, first man on the puck again. Penguins work rate, habitual now. They just have found that rhythm and that level they have to get to be a dominant team, and it's amazing to watch. There's a big hit by Colby Armstrong on Toby Enstrom. He just flattened him against the wall. Mark Recchi takes a lead pass. Looks rink wide. And Recchi on the ice here with Kovalchuk, who went to the net there looking for the lead pass, and it went right past him, and the Penguins quickly counterattack. As Colby Armstrong dumps it in, he has to go to the bench. Both teams will make a change here.
I'll tell you, this is a wide open game. The Penguins want to finish off this road trip in style. They're winning in Florida, in Tampa. The first time they've done that since 1997. Trying to pick up a pair of points here in Atlanta and maybe catch the Devils if the Devils ever lose.
Eric Bolton out here applying some pressure along with Kevin Dole, who just collided with Chris Letang as the puck comes out to center. Tafe leaves it there for Ryan Stone. Nice move by Stone, and he fires one, and it's a blocker save by Lettinen. Now for George Laraque, who swings it up top. Letang gets rid of it quickly, but it's blocked. And blocking that shot was number 45, Kevin Dole. Our first look at him as Orpik tried to clear. It doesn't leave the zone. It's held in. Bolton's shot is blocked by Orpik. Loose puck gathered in now by Jeff Tafe. He's got Laraque with him on the right side and Ryan Stone on the left. Laraque looks back for Tafe. The pass too far. And Ryan Stone, who's a good corner man, tried to get to the puck there. He was held up by Eric Bolton. And now Stone turns and makes a beeline for the bench along with Laraque. The Penguins making a change as the Thrashers wait for everybody to get on the ice as well.
Yeah, good flow in this hockey game. Both coaches being able to use all four lines here.
And a quick shot by Colin Stewart is stopped by Conklin. The rebound all the way out to Kozlov. Zhitnik pokes it to the corner. Colin Stewart working with Marian Hossa and Slava Kozlov. Good work down low that time by Daryl Sador, who's been solid on the blue line for the Penguins. The lead pass for Ruutu too far. Talbot tried to race in there and get there first, but touching up is defenseman Ken Klee for the Atlanta Thrashers. Sidney Crosby has given the Penguins the 1-0 lead with his 19th goal of the year.
Well, Sidney Crosby giving the Penguins their 1-0 lead on his 19th goal of the season. But let's take a closer look. Not at the goal, but the patch just inside his right shoulder. That's right. This weekend, each NHL team captain will wear a 10th anniversary Hockey Fights Cancer commemorative patch. Sidney Crosby, of course, wearing his tonight. He will later sign the jersey, and it will be auctioned off at NHLPA.com or NHL.com beginning January 17th at 6 p.m. Eastern and ending on the 31st at 9 o'clock. All proceeds going to Hockey Fights Cancer. So good stuff as far as the goal and good stuff as far as Hockey Fights Cancer, guys.
Yes, and you know that jersey will go for quite a bit of money. Everything that has Sid's name on it seems to be doing that these days, and that is for a great cause. Ryan Whitney pokes the puck free. Talbot tries to play it. It comes right back to Whitney, and he'll set it up for his partner, Daryl Sador. Now Talbot works his own zone. Jams it up the near wall where it's poked ahead by Jarkko Ruutu. Zhitnik for Atlanta. Marian Hossa just flips it to the goal. Glove down by Ty Conklin. Now Sador looks for Gonchar. They got their signals crossed for a moment there with the Thrashers back in the neutral zone. Now a giveaway. Hossa with it. Hossa tried to center one. It's loose on the crease. How did it not go in? I'm not sure because it hit a Penguin defenseman. I think it hit Sador in front. It ended up right on the paint. There's a chance for Hossa again, and Conklin got over to the post. And what a weird sequence of events that was. The Penguins had a kerfuffle in their own zone, Bob. And the Thrashers almost took advantage of it.
And it was Hossa. I mean, Hossa struggled putting pucks in the net. He had 100 points last year. He gets a fortuitous bounce back off Sador, and then he hits the side of the net. Had a wide open net with the backhand. Conklin was out of position. He was expecting the pass to come across the crease. He had already left that post. And I tell you, fortuitous has got to be the word. But Ty Conklin, I don't know what you can say, Staggy. He's had luck on his side.
He's living right, I think. I'm not sure what exactly. Look out, Kovalchuk fires one and it's blocked. That hit Sergei Gonchar. The Thrashers on a power play, a hooking call, and they score. What a laser beam that was from Ilya Kovalchuk. That's the classic Kovalchuk goal right there. And it's still ringing in the ears of Ty Conklin, who's upset about something. We have a 1-1 game, a power play goal for Kovalchuk. And for him, that is his 11th power play goal of the year.
Well, Ilya Kovalchuk, he can really fire the biscuit. And how many times have we seen pucks hit the post against Ty Conklin through this streak and go out? This is the first one I can remember in about 10 goalposts. Goes off that goalpost to the blocker side. What a laser beam for Kovalchuk from 55 feet. Ty Conklin's in the paint. He shakes his head. I think he's upset with himself. I think he got a pretty good look at that puck, but there's a lot of velocity. That one's close to 100 miles an hour, that shot. Gonchar arguing right now. Not exactly sure what he's arguing with the ref. Now, Gonchar blocked a shot high up in his body. I don't know if he's feeling the effects of that. I'm not sure of the situation. Maybe have the boys in the truck take a look for something.
Ilya Kovalchuk has now scored 37 goals to lead the NHL, and what velocity he gets on the puck. And how about the windup he took, Bob? You can't take much bigger windup than that.
No, he hit the Canadian flag.
Here's Crosby taking off. He shoots it down low on the save made. Rebound. Gobbled up by Colby Armstrong, who swings it up top to Rob Scuderi. And back to Colby. Scuderi, slap shot off the heel of a stick. It was blocked also. Malkin leaves it there for Crosby. To Armstrong, backhander, and he missed a goal. Just flipped it wide of the post. Now Gonchar for Malkin. Malkin and the puck dribbled away from him. And Bobby Holik will just dump it in and go to the bench. John Daly would have been proud of that windup by Kovalchuk. And you were talking about Ty Conklin. I mean, it's like trying to catch up with a Nolan Ryan fastball. I mean,
certainly is. And when it's perfectly placed like that off the goalpost, not much chance there for Ty Conklin. We're tied at 1. The Penguins had been doing a pretty good job on their penalty kill, Staggy, but they give up one there. They killed 24 of the last 25 going into that opportunity.
Now it's Malone with it. Malone looks for Letang. The one thing about Kovalchuk is that you got to get right in front of him and don't give him time to get that big windup off. I mean, you wind up a stick that high, it's got to take a little bit more time, no matter who it is. Here's Ryan Malone to Stahl, and his shot blocked. He got it back and tried to hammer it to the net. And a good job of blocking that shot by Mark Popovic, as Stahl had a good chance in the slot. Now Orpik goes back for it. Thorburn on his trail. He knocked Orpik down. Orpik looks for a penalty there. He thought there should have been interference. Letang ahead to Talbot. Talbot cuts to the right wing boards and waits because the Penguins are changing behind the play.
Physical hockey game here. You see the Thrashers are finishing on every check they can. The Penguins trying to keep the puck moving quickly. The puck always moves quicker than the man.
Talbot with it now. Talbot with Hall in the slot. Turns away from Ken Klee. Cycles it for Jarkko Ruutu. Hall is in front of the net. Now he's got to go to the corner for the puck. He cycles it back for Ruutu again. He left it there for Talbot. Talbot has Ruutu going to the net. Doesn't go that way. Hall with a shot. Save made by Lehtinen. And he has it against his equipment.
Great cycle work again. Maxime Talbot setting up. Hall in front. Great save. Lehtinen. We're tied at 1. Well, take a look at the Thrashers' goal once again. The Penguins had the face-off win, and Gonchar's going to blast this puck high off the glass. I believe it hits the netting. Way up high there. Everybody stops. You can see the Thrasher player stops, and all of a sudden they pick it up. The Penguins are going one way. The puck's going the other way. Next thing you know, Mark Recchi is picking up another assist. What a pass right through the Penguins' box to Kovalchuk. So the Wrecking Ball has now got 16 points in 17 games for the Thrashers. They were 14-1 without him. They're 7-8-1 with Mark Recchi in the lineup.
Well, one thing about Mark Recchi, he was struggling to score goals, but he's never lost his hands for passing the puck. And he's great on the power play at making those plays along the boards and keeping the play alive with the man advantage because he's got such great hands. And when you're setting up the top goal scorer in the NHL, that ain't bad. You're going to get your points.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a good guy to have on the power play for the Thrashers because he is a good puck distributor and a perfect guy to match up with Kovalchuk.
Yeah, they know why they picked him up. They had a plan in mind. They didn't just say, I'm going to pick up Mark Recchi. There was a purpose in bringing him here, just like Carolina had a purpose. He fit in perfect with the way they played in Carolina.
Malkin has the puck now. Leaves it for Crosby. Looks at the net. Goes for Malkin to the goal. Save made by Lehtinen. One of those rollover saves there. And the rebound popped out in front, but there was no Penguin there to get it.
It's like an IRA or something. You roll over. Yeah, I'm trying to help you invest.
Here's Colby Armstrong. Moves it out to Havlid and over to Zhitnik. 7:02 to go in the first period. We're tied at 1. Slap shot save made by Conklin on the slapper by Recchi. Comes in after the puck now and taken by in the corner by White for Kovalchuk. Back for Todd White. He thinks he died and went to hockey heaven too, playing alongside of Kovalchuk.
Yeah.
More of a checker really throughout his career, but he's on a streak right now too. Got an 8-game scoring streak. There's Zhitnik for Kovalchuk in front, and the pass airborne, so Klee keeps it in. Kovalchuk dancing on his skates away from Tafe. Moves it back of the net. There's a nice pass. Zhitnik, blocker save made by Conklin. He poked it away, but Recchi gets over there quickly, moves it back to the point. Zhitnik again with a drive. This time Conklin's going to hang on to it and we'll get a face-off. He stops the music. The Thrashers with good puck possession on that shift.
Yeah, that top line. Kovalchuk can score from anywhere as we take a look right now at our U.S. Marine leaders, and anytime that man's involved, you got to be talking goal scoring. He leads the National Hockey League with 37. Top man last year had 52. So Kovalchuk's looking for 60 this year. You see Malkin down there. Malkin's got 20 goals on the season, and Crosby now 19.
Kozlov trying to move it ahead. Malone knocks it the other way up into the Thrasher zone. Back to get it is Garnett Exelby. Stahl, Malone, and Sikora on the ice for Pittsburgh as Exelby moves it to the Penguin line. Orpik teamed up with Chris Letang. Ryan Malone said he lost 10 pounds after that infection that he had. He had a tough time putting that weight back on. We'll be back in a moment with a game tied at 1.
There's a look at Mark Recchi, the wrecking ball, and 16 points now in 17 games.
It's a win-win situation, isn't it?
Yep.
The Penguins have been able to put a great record together ever since Mark Recchi left, and he has certainly taken advantage of the new surroundings here in Atlanta. So
talked about the power points here tonight, Steggy, and hey, I said look out for the wrecking ball in the power points, and I said the Stars, and the Stars have shone already in this hockey game with Sidney Crosby scoring for the Penguins, his 19th, and Ilya Kovalchuk 37 goals already. Wow. 37 goals, Steggy. We're just halfway through this season.
He's on a pace for 66 goals.
Oh, bounce.
Big bounce there for Hossa, but he didn't get a good shot off. He'll get the puck again in the corner.
Now they get a fortuitous bounce that led to the power play opportunity for the first Thrasher goal, and right there, almost got another good break off the edge of the boards.
And they got a good bounce also as the puck went off the mesh and there was no whistle on the play.
And it went off the post and in and not out. So the bounces, maybe they're turning a little bit. You know they're going to turn sometime.
Well, they looked that way the other night in Tampa, but then the Penguins got some big bounces as the game wore on that helped them win the game. Remember the broken stick situation with Sikora breaking his stick, and the puck went right to the stick of Ryan Malone and he buried it. And now the Thrashers looking to take the lead as Chris Thorburn takes the right wing pass. Trying to get around Ryan Whitney. Thorburn is really a good forechecker, and you know he's fired up for this game. He played with the Penguins last year, had 3 goals in 39 games with Pittsburgh.
He already tried to make roadkill out of Brooks Orpik in this game.
Now Ryan Whitney under pressure, but moves it along for Jarkko Ruutu. Nifty little play there to get the puck ahead for Talbot, but he couldn't carry it any further. Now Ruutu crashing in on the near side. The Finnish crash ahead for Max Talbot, who will dump it in behind the Atlanta goal. As Havlat holds off Talbot. And Chris Thorburn takes the lead pass. Thrashers are going to be changing here in a moment, but Thorburn first shoots it wide of the goal. Off the corner boards. Held in by Havlat. And behind the net taken by Sergei Gonchar. Now to Scuderi. Sidney Crosby. Flying up the wing again. He's been flying up that left side a lot lately. Pulls up on the left wing boards and tried to move it in front, but a good read there by Bobby Hulik, one of the better defensive forwards. A lead pass for Pascal Dupuis. He was behind the defense, but he couldn't catch up with the puck. He was offside anyway.
Dupuis, yep.
Tomorrow, college hoops is on FSN. It's a Sacred Heart Robert Morris doubleheader. The women tip off at noon. The men's game begins at 3 right here on FSN.
We talked about Kovalchuk, and he loves to fire the puck. Tampa Bay directed 70 shots towards the Penguins the other night. You mentioned it. 22 blocks by the Penguins, 19 missed shots by Tampa Bay, and they recorded 29 against Ty Conklin. 70 shots towards the Penguins' goal.
Ty Conklin has faced 35 or more shots in 4 of the last 5 games. So as well as the Penguins have played, and they have played great hockey, they're getting, I think, really great work defensively from forwards and defense who are paying the price to keep that puck out of the net. Not just Ty Conklin. Everybody is stopping the puck. Conklin sends it around and it hits Marian Hossa. He and Malkin battling for the puck. It comes to Havlat. His shot. Sidney flowing right into the slot area. Picked it off and moves it out to center. Dumped right past Sid into the Penguin zone. Both teams changing again with 3:13 to go in the first period.
Conklin seems to have a hand in every Thrasher dumping here in one way or another.
Penguins are turning that puck over here. They turn it over in the neutral zone. Mark Recchi trying to take advantage. Kovalchuk a shot. Recchi a rebound chance. 2 saves by Ty Conklin. Another opportunity for Recchi. And he tried to set up Todd White going to the net, and White wasn't ready for that pass. was fanned on a one-time attempt.
Oh, the Wrecking Ball's having some fun playing with this Sniper 17, isn't he? This is fun.
Michael Therrien talks about puck management all the time, and the Penguins did not manage the puck well in that last rush up ice. They turned it over in the neutral zone, and turnovers have been a problem for them here in the last half of the first period.
And it becomes a very glaring problem if you do it against the top scorer in the National Hockey League.
Jeff Tafe after the puck. Then Klee swings it along for Zhitnik. Out on the right wing to Todd White. White looks rink wide for Kovalchuk. Couldn't take the pass, but Hossa follows on and guns one wide of the goal. Marian Hossa and Kovalchuk on the ice together. These two were line mates for a long time under Don Waddell when he took over for Bob Hartley, who never played those two together. Now Zhitnik a shot and a good save by Conklin because he had Kozlov making a beeline to the net looking for the rebound.
Kovalchuk was impeded there by Jeff Tafe. Tafe should have taken an interference call. A little look over the shoulder of Kovalchuk to the referee. Boy, Ty Conklin, veteran goaltender. It's Hossa's birthday today. Happy birthday, Marian Hossa, 29 years of age. Not on the ice with the puck.
And they won the draw. Adam Hall tried to take it away, but it comes back down behind the net to Kozlov. You played with Kozlov in Detroit, didn't you, Bob? He's a skilled player.
Yeah, he's got a long stick, a very handsy player, really good in the shootouts. Has been since that was instituted in the National Hockey League, and he's playing center here tonight. He's very deceptive. Very deceptive. He's kind of got a half slap shot he uses quite often. A lot of people don't have that in their repertoire. Robbie Brown had that little half slap shot. He was so good at it. And so did Warren Young. Warren Young had a great little half slapper where he opened the blade at impact.
Conklin stopping play with Kozlov creating some problems around that Penguin goal, and now Bobby Holik takes the face-off. He's still a great face-off man, Holik, clicking at over 57% on the draws this year. Centering pass for Holik, broken up by Colby Armstrong. And the forecheck of the Thrashers has been effective here in the second half of the first period. The Penguins have had a tough time getting untracked in their own zone. They're not getting that puck out as easily as they have been. There's another turnover in the neutral zone. And Thorburn in after the puck now. Conklin swings it away from him for Chris Letang.
Did you see
for
that?
Colby Armstrong, and Armstrong looks for Sidney Crosby at center, but the pass too far.
Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Steggy. Great little place. Orpik didn't even go back to play that puck. That could be too many men on the ice as the Penguins have a little bit of a change problem, but that puck was dumped towards the back of the net there. Brooks Orpik would normally turn around if it was another Penguin goalie. That time he just stood and impeded the progress of the Thrasher player and let Ty Conklin play it. It's the difference there in the philosophy.
1 minute remaining in the period. Penguins dominated early in this period, but then the Thrashers getting the goal, getting a couple of bounces, and now have really kind of taken the play to the Penguins. The Pens have been on their heels a little bit. And another opportunity here as Klee shoots one wide of the goal. Trickles behind the net. Taken there by Jordan Stahl. Somebody went down hard behind the goal. It was Daryl Sador, I believe. I think he's holding his face right now. There'll be a penalty. It's going to be against Atlanta. Whitney to the goal, and he tried to shoot one, and then he crashed into the cage, and now he's hurt. Who's that down right now? That is Ryan Whitney, isn't it? Yes.
Ryan Whitney down from his defensive position, right down, crashing the net against the Thrashers, and so he's knocked down at one end, and Daryl Sador got a stick in the chops at the other, and Sador lost his footing, and there's the high stick. And he goes down. He's sandwiched by two Thrashers. No harm, no foul.
Penguins will put their power play to work. It's ranked 8th in the NHL. They've had a power play goal in 4 straight games and 7 of the last 9. We'll try to keep that string going here and retake the lead before the horn sounds. 33.9 seconds to go. Sid wins a big draw. Ryan Whitney with it over to Gonchar. Crosby working along the goal line as Malkin moves it down low to Sid. Malone's in front of the net. Gonchar, wrist shot, never got through. Malkin tries to corral it. He will get to it. A diving play there, and a quick centering pass off a stick. And Gonchar was the beneficiary of that as Hossa got a stick on it but couldn't get it out. Now it is cleared by the Thrashers, and that'll do it for the period. The Penguins will have this power play and a penalty to Dupuis when we start the second period. And there'll be 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining on the power play at the start of the second.
Some good fresh ice. We'll have Holik and Hossa probably start the penalty kill in the second, get the Penguins' top unit out there, and Sidney Crosby popped one in tonight. Just open the scoring as we look at our first period stats. And then it was, of course, that big power play of the Thrashers and that big shot of Kovalchuk, number 37 on the year.
Kovalchuk has a career-high 9-game point streak after scoring that goal to tie the game at 1. Dan's going to talk to Colby Armstrong in a minute, and the best of the Penguins wearing the microphone coming up during the intermission. Yesterday, the Penguins did not skate, but they had a gym day, Bob. They all went to the gym and worked out. And they had a team dinner last night. Let's take a look at what Marian Hossa was doing, trying to give Conklin maybe a little different look in that first period.
Yeah, he's just going to come around. He's going to just lob the puck up there, maybe get a bounce in front of Conklin, maybe make him play. So he's got to throw it along with the glove, and that throws the Penguins out of sorts. And Adam Hall makes a turnover there as Gonchar tried to follow it up. And bang, that puck should have been in the net there. It did lead to the Kovalchuk power play goal, but just a little different look on a guy that handles the puck so well like Ty Conklin does. You want to give him some different looks, and the Penguins tried the old Murphy dump on him, or the Thrashers.
That's our Geico quote of the day. It's going to be really hard to play against them because of the closeness with my friends, my former teammates there. We went through a lot of good times together and a lot of tough times. They've helped me, and I have helped them. And now he's helping the Thrashers. And Mark Recchi finding a place to live. He was living in a hotel for a while. Now he's got a place here. And he's really blessed to be able to come to a team where he can play on the top line, play on the first power play unit again. And as I said, have the ability to be able to dish the puck to a guy who's just a prolific goal scorer in Ilya Kovalchuk.
Kovalchuk's fun to watch. And the history goes back between Kovalchuk and Crosby. They've had a couple of nasty meetings over the years. Such a battle hopefully we'll get to see for a long, long time. But two superstars that'll be on the ice here in Atlanta for the All-Star game.
Recchi has had the pleasure of playing with some great players in his career, hasn't he, Bob?
Oh, yeah, he's played with some of the best. I mean, you look everywhere from his 2 Stanley Cup teams, playing with the likes of Lemieux and I think Crosby just got speared off the faceoff. Something happened.
Now he flips the puck to Ryan Malone. Malone looks for Sid. Sid with a little check on Havlin. Steals the puck from Havlin. Moves it to Gonchar. A shot and a save made by Kerry Lettinen. The Penguins on the power play. 1:08 remaining now on the penalty to Pascal Dupuis. And Ryan Whitney has control of the puck now. Whitney ahead for Crosby. Sid from Malkin. Swings it quickly for Ryan Malone. Malkin goes behind the net. Now Sidney takes it. Looks at the net. Malone's in front. The pass off the stick of penalty killer Colin Stewart. And Gonchar's got to hustle to get it back in his own zone.
You see Crosby was a little more vindictive on his forecheck there, using his stick after he got actually butt-ended. Oh, there's that great hit there. Holik has lined up Crosby twice in this hockey game. He got him good, and Crosby sticks on the ice, and he picks himself up and is on the Penguins bench right now. Holik has tattooed Sidney Crosby twice in this game.
Yeah, he went in head first into the boards down there, got himself up and just stepped right into the bench. The penalty has 11 seconds left on it as Peter Sikora banks it off the wall. Nice pass to Jordan Staal. Staal has a man going to the net, Tafe, and throws it in front. It's going to come right to Sikora. The quick release blocked in front. And Ken Clee slaps it down the ice.
Dupuis comes out of the blocks. And Conklin, look at how patient he is. Holds that puck. It's like a good bluffer, Steggy. He held his hand there, didn't make the first move. Very patient.
Tafe directs it up into the Atlanta zone, and Kerry Lettinen leaves it there. Jordan Staal in on the forecheck, bumps Garnett Exelby, who gets help from Mark Popovich. Popovic, he's from Stony Creek, Ontario. Came over from the Anaheim Ducks. Todd White. Nice pass, a crisp pass to Kovalchuk. Soaring in, and he shoots it over the goal.
Oh, boy. Somebody got a stick on his shoulder and his arm as he was splitting that seam. The puck rolled.
Recchi won that battle against Letang. Works the puck to the point, but the shot wide of the goal. Adam Hall doesn't get it out. He hands it right to Todd White. Up top now, the shot, and a good pad save made on the shot by Popovic. And Popovic to the puck again in front for Recchi off his stick. Good save by Conklin on an opportunity right there on the doorstep for Todd White. Conklin just flailing at the puck with his left arm, kept it out of the goal.
Mark Recchi redirected 2 of those shots from the Thrashers as they came in from the point. There's one redirect, one off the skate of Letang. Conklin gets back in position to make that save on White. White trying to jab it. Here's the opening faceoff, the butt in, right there into Sidney Crosby. And he hunches over. He got it right. Thank God he's got some protection right there. And here, there's going to be a situation. The referee is talking to Sidney Crosby. He's having a real discussion with the referee. And look at the whole league. He's got that big butt end out, Staggy. Look at the butt end as that's what he does to choke up on the face-offs. He got that right into the belly area, the lower belly of Sidney Crosby as he had won the face-off to open that second period. And, of course, Holik has already tattooed him twice with big hits.
Okay, now Ryan Whitney, and Ryan Whitney moves it ahead for Malkin, who taps it beautifully for Crosby, and now it's knocked off his stick. And a good defensive play by Havlid, and Thrashers disrupting the flow of the Penguins as Dupuis guns one wide of the goal. Holik went to the net, and Thorburn holds it in. No, he doesn't. It came out over the line. He brought it in, so it's offside. It'll be a face-off at center. Yeah,
I was referring. It wasn't Holik that took the opening face-off. It was Dole, Kevin Dole. Take one more look. This was the opening face-off. You see where that stick goes? It goes right between the legs of Sidney Crosby, and I think it was a little bit. You could see it come in through the other side, Steggy.
Sid said something to the referee right away, and he just looked away. This has happened now on several occasions to Sid in the last couple of years. People taking pot shots at him off the draw.
Well, I mean, referees don't look at it, and the referee's dropping that puck, so you're only look at Brooks Orpik had Kozlov lined up. Kozlov bailed out on it there, and Brooks had to let up.
Kozlov can't. Yeah, it is. And now lead pass taken. Pass for Kozlov off his stick and right to the boards, and he throws it out for Exaby. Rebound opportunity, and beautiful save by Conklin on another rebound chance.
That puck was knocked out of the air. Was that Hossa? And a hand-eye coordination, or was that Colin Stewart? Take a look at this. Puck comes in. There's the first save, and then whack right out of the air. What a save. That was Stewart. Number 49 with a backhanded. Talk about hand-eye coordination. That was Chris Letang-like.
Colin Stewart's brother Mike is with the Boston Bruins. He's also got a brother Mark playing pro hockey. He went to Colorado College. They're out of Rochester, Minnesota, the Stewart brothers. Puck off a stick up into the Thrasher zone. Alexei Zhitnik takes control. 3.5 minutes into the second period. The game tied at 1. And the Thrashers getting the better opportunities now as Mark Recchi hops into the Penguin zone. Around Gonchar and backhands into the corner. Poked to the corner by Kovalchuk for Stahl. Stahl finds Sikora on the wall. He's able to get it to center. Hustling to the puck is Ryan Malone. Gets around Klee to get to the puck. Malone looks for a man going to the net. Sikora's backhand shot lifted over the goal. Scuderi keeps it alive for Jordan Stahl. Stahl's hit by Klee. And he chops it in behind the net. Taken there by Alexei Zhitnik. And the 35-year-old defenseman of the Thrashers moves it out to center. Recchi finds Kovalchuk. He can change speeds on a dime. It's amazing how he's able to shift gears. Quick shot again of a save made by Conklin on Ilya Kovalchuk.
Oh, what a pass by Recchi, who knocked the stick out of Sikora in the neutral zone. Got away with it. That's a veteran play. And Kovalchuk does not need a lot of time or space. I mean, he was in a phone booth when he got that puck.
And the Thrashers have 5 shots and 5 scoring chances here in the second period.
Watch how tight he is here. I mean, there's a lot of players around. Sikora doesn't have a stick. That doesn't help.
Ryan Whitney with a puck off the draw to Daryl Sador. Didn't get a lot on it. Thorburn takes it. The Penguins have been a little careless with the puck here since midway through the first period. Fortunately, the game is still tied at 1.
Ty Conklin's made some brilliant saves here in the second period to keep this a 1-1 hockey game.
Conklin wrists it around, and it'll come to Evgeny Malkin. Malkin looks for Crosby. He's got it. Here he goes. Crosby against Havlid. Drops it off to Whitney. Couldn't shoot it, but it comes to Malkin. A shot. Oh, and where did that go? Off a stick and over the goal.
Yes.
Malkin was on his right knee, and he pulled the trigger. He think he got a lot on that shot. Might have hit something on the way in. Back to get it is Daryl Sador.
Play all started with Ty Conklin. His ability to play that puck around the glass, and the Penguins being in position to exit the zone.
Good pass by Armstrong to Crosby. Spinorama trying to get around Enstrom. Still has the puck. Sid seems to be inspired right now by the physical play. Quick shot, he scores! Sidney Crosby goes to the goal and gets another one. His second goal of the game to make it 2-1. That's number 20 for Sid. And he has been turning it up a notch ever since he was hit early in the period.
Let's go back to the Spinarella. Are you killing me?
Spinarella?
Oh, yeah, Spinarella, Staggy. This thing was incredible. I think he wanted to shoot the puck, but after he spun, it really wasn't in a position. So he hung on to it. He wanted to shoot it. Now it kind of went off his... And look at the house, the blue area. The Thrashers try to clog up that blue area, but it hits a skate. It hits Colby Armstrong's skate comes right to the stick of Crosby. Now Crosby doesn't sit and admire his pass. He goes right back to the front of the net. There it goes off the right skate of Armstrong, right to Sidney Crosby.
In the high cycle with Letang coming down the wall. Letang jumps in, gives Sid another option, makes the play across, and Sid ends up burying it. And that's what Christopher Letang gives you, too, is that offensive instinct to jump in and help Sid there. And he ended up setting up the goal. So the Penguins have the 2-1 lead, and Sid got rid of it so quickly in the slot. He doesn't get that many good looks in front of the net without a stick all over him or whatever. And it was a perfect chance for him to bury it and give the Penguins the lead again.
It was like on a platter, was it not? He just went right off Colby's right skate, was just sitting there as Sidney Crosby rotated back into that slot area.
Oh, an offside call on the Thrashers. Don't forget, you play that watch and win contest here as Brooks Orpik gets involved in the far boards. And it's a sweepstakes on FSN Pittsburgh. It enables you to win 2 tickets to an upcoming game at Mellon Arena. Log on to PittsburghPenguins.com. Click the watch and win button to play. Just enter your info and use tonight's keyword penalty shot or text tonight's keyword to 32623.
Kevin Dolan, his 5th game for the Thrashers, number 45. He was denied by Conklin when he tried to bat that shot out of the air here to start the second period, but he's been very physical along with Bobby Holik, all the Thrashers finishing off their checks against this young Penguin hockey club that, I'll tell you, they look like a bunch of Maseratis in the first.
Stahl with a good shot and a pad save made by Lehtinen. Stahl gets it back for Malone. Malone dishes it off to Peter Sikora. Back for Malone. Malone looks for Stahl in front of the net. And Jordan Stahl really clogs things up in front of the goal. Malone handling the puck, protecting it against Colin Stewart, who he trains with in the offseason. Penguins steal again. Malone this time, though, can't get it away from Stewart. And away the Thrashers go. It's Marian Hossa. He gave it right to Brooks Orpik. Quick outlet for Sikora, who pokes it around Klee. Stahl can't get to it. Zhitnik will play it now. And Alexei Zhitnik, he tried to headman the puck, and that hit Ryan Malone, who was right in his face. Penguins need to change. Stahl's headed to the bench. Colby Armstrong's on the ice. Now Sid steps on, as does Evgeny Malkin, and the puck off a stick up into the seats on the near side. So the score is Sidney Crosby 2, Ilya Kovalchuk 1.
Don't get Sidney Crosby mad. He got upset. The opening face-off to start the second period. A little butt in between the legs. And this is how Sidney Crosby is going to respond from all the hitting. And look at this. Oh, look at that hand, that low glide. The high cycle you talked about with Letang coming down. Letang's got that ability. He's able to read it. And you can have all the skills you want, but if you don't have the brain and you're standing at the blue line, then you got a problem. And you have to have the toolbox to go along with the tools, and Chris Letang knows how to play hockey.
Take a look at the point leaders now as Crosby's closing in. Vincent Lecavalier leading the league with 63. Kovalchuk right there. 2 of the great players in the history of this game on the ice tonight.
Yeah, Sidney
Ilya
Crosby.
Kovalchuk and Sidney Crosby.
Crosby and Malkin now tied for the team lead with 20 goals apiece. So we'll see if Sidney Crosby looking for one more goal here tonight, and we can see maybe a few Penguin hats on the ice here in Atlanta.
Sidney's looking up at the scoreboard at something. He says something to the referee.
He's always aware of what's going on around him.
Is he ever? He was helping Frankie Bonomo, the Penguins team services man. They were planning the road trip. The next time the Penguins go to Florida, trying to decide when the team should leave and get to Washington for the next game. And Sid, you know, as a captain, is consulted on things like that as the puck leaves the playing surface. And Sid came up with the perfect scenario for those guys for that trip, because he was taking into consideration the fact that the game in Washington on that Sunday will be an afternoon game. He wanted to make sure that the team got in early enough that they could settle into Washington and be ready to play that afternoon game. If it had been a night game in Washington, he may have had a different idea for it. But they all went, that makes perfect sense. And that's how Sid is. He's just so, the clarity that he has on anything that he puts his mind to is really something.
We know it makes sense. We just wanted to stay an extra day in Florida, Steggy. But he's hockey first.
Evgeny Malkin with it. Centers one. Sid's trying to get to it. Havlin had to go off his shin pad, and the Thrashers just get rid of it. Taken by Rob Scuderi. Scuderi to Gonchar. Left wing pass for Malkin, eludes him. Havlin to go back to play it. Teamed up here with Toby Enstrom, and it's an icing call against Pittsburgh.
Well, a lot of battles go back between the Thrashers and Sidney Crosby. Kovalchuk takes a cheap shot there, and Crosby is fired up. This goes back to 2006. A little chop to Andy Sutton, breaks a stick, frustration, and then Kovalchuk scores when Crosby's in the penalty box. Kovalchuk points to Sidney. Just a couple of young Roosters fighting, I think the coach alluded to. Did he not?
He did. That's what Bob Hartley said. He's, of course, no longer the coach, although he was in the rink today. Here's a deflection off the leg or the stick of Zhitnik, and Lettinen had to be alert to make a save on that. Now it's Marian Hossa. Look out on him. He had a good lane down the wing to Kozlov. A shot. Great save by Conklin. The rebound swept aside.
Great play by Sikora as well. Stick on stick as Kozlov was looking for his own rebound.
Here's Malone. He can't reach the puck, and it's offside anyway.
Well, great exchange there. That Hossa was going to take that puck to his backhand, but he saw Kozlov on the corner of his left eye. And Kozlov's got a great shot. Watch him try to go high, and then watch Sikora back check. Watch stick on stick. Right there. Very strong. Kozlov had a wide open net. Great back check by Peter Sikora.
And Conklin showing good reflexes there and standing up, not making the first move, not going down, staying on his feet in the paint. He stays back in that crease. He says, I don't play as deep as a lot of guys do, but I feel more comfortable in that goal crease. You don't see him coming out and challenging a whole lot either. He always seems to be in perfect position to make saves, and he does not commit before the shooter decides what he wants to do. Now Sikora banks it ahead. Malone has Stahl going to the net. He's there, but he can't get the pass, and the puck ends up in the glove of Kari Lettinen.
What happened to Lettinen there? Did he lose an edge, or did he get whacked by Stahl's stick as the puck went high into his trapper? He didn't even have to jump, being 6'5". He just had to reach up and look over. Malone distributes that puck, and there's the stick. It kind of goes into the belly a little bit. It kind of gets caught up in the paraphernalia of the goaltender. Lettinen.
Adam Hall to take the draw against Bobby Holik to the right of Kari Lettinen. One of many Finnish goaltenders in the National Hockey League. We just saw a new one who's making the scene now with Tampa Bay, and Kari Ramo.
What do you think? Laraque gets into the face of Holik here. I know that they were looking for this matchup, probably Terrian, after the situations with Holik and Sidney Crosby. Now, Sidney Crosby responded with a goal. Let's see how George Laraque, if he gets a chance, reacts to Bobby Holik. You know, it's great having George Laraque on the team. The chemistry that he has brought in here. I mean, Sidney Crosby certainly feels good having Big George on the bench beside him.
And George is playing the best hockey of his career. Michel Therrien wanted him last year from Phoenix. The Penguins got him for Daniel Carcillo, and it was a good deal for both clubs. And Therrien knows what buttons to push with George Laraque, and that's probably the main reason why he's playing so well. Now dumped in by Adam Hall. Colby Armstrong in after it. Popovic able to work it along for his partner Garnett Exelby. And out the Thrashers come. Todd White flips it off of Gonchar. Recchi to the puck. Scuderi poked it away from him. And the wrecking ball trying to move it in front. It comes right back to him. His backhand pass doesn't get through. He gets it back again. Quick shot and a blocker save made by Conklin. Puck following Mark Recchi on that sequence.
You know, you're going to get a lot of room out there when you're playing with Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk draws a lot of attention. And Mark Recchi, oh, there's too many men on the ice. The man played the puck with his skate, Enstrom. And he's a young defenseman. He's a rookie. He's the highest scoring rookie defenseman in the National Hockey League, but he just made a mistake. Anytime you change for a man, you can't play the puck. Even if you play with your skate, that's considered playing the puck, and that's exactly what Toby Enstrom did right there. And the Thrashers will have to put one of their players that was on the ice into the penalty box. Let's take a look here. As the puck comes along the Thrashers bench, there's Enstrom, just as the man was sneaking in off the ice behind him. And you're not allowed to play that puck. Malkin couldn't play it, and now the Penguins are on a power play, up by 1.
Their second of the game. They're 0 for 1 on the power play. Lead pass to Malkin. Malkin drops it off to Sid, to Gonchar. Right back to Sidney Crosby. Sikora's in front of the net. The shot, stick save made, and the Penguins can't get to the rebound. Now Malkin does. Can he shoot it? No. It's sent aside to the near wall. I think Sikora actually passed that puck over so that Gonchar could work it in deep. Havlin's after it. Pokes it around Sikora. Hossa tries to get it out. Does it stay in? It does. Gonchar got there first. Crosby's got it now. Gonchar, quick wrist shot save. Another rebound opportunity, but the Penguins don't get there. Lettinen's putting that puck back into play here. Gonchar with it again. To Ryan Whitney. Sikora's in the high slot. Gonchar to Sid. Crosby fakes the shot. Cross ice. Whitney backdoor play. Save made by Lettinen. Rebound. Whitney chops at it again. Still loose. Another shot by Whitney. And a great save by Kari Lettinen with his left arm as he was on his right side. Don't know how much Whitney got on that chance, but he was right there. 2 or 3 cracks at goaltender Lettinen, and he kept the puck out of the net.
Take a look at how many people are chopping at this puck. It gets in there. and you're just going to see whack, whack, whack. Nobody can get it. Look at flailing. Lettinen is just flailing all over the place, arms and limbs, and he's a big guy, big gangly guy. Huge goaltender. He makes that save laying on his right side.
1:06 to go on the penalty. With too many men on the ice, the Penguins able to retrieve the puck after the faceoff. Malkin to Sidney Crosby. Malone's in front of the net. Letang. He made a nice play the other night on a power play. With a fake shot. Here's Sador with it now. Sador dangling. Try to center it for Malkin off a leg. Letang able to keep it in, but it's going to come right to Ken Klee. He headmans to Pascal Dupuis shorthanded. They're going to crisscross. Dupuis and Holik. Dupuis around Sador. Backhand shot off the side of the cage.
Oh, he had Conklin diving in a little bit there. Looked like the shoulder was low. Dupuis using his great speed. The Thrashers, look out. Oh, man, Sidney Crosby intercepted that pass. Had a wide open net.
And now the Penguins give it away to Todd White. Oh, that was a great chance for the Penguins to really take advantage of the Thrashers scrambling around in their own zone after Sid was able to block the clearing attempt by Kerry Lettinen. Lead pass here off the stick of Jeff Tate and hauled in by Nicholas Havlat, who gets some authority on it to bank it away off the boards the length of the ice. That'll do it down to 4 seconds on the penalty.
Thrashers have 8 shorthanded goals on the season. Dupuis tried to make it 9.
Here's Gonchar. Looks left wing for Sikora. Slap shot blocked by Havlat. Sikora tries to get to the puck. He can't. And Recchi moves it along for Kovalchuk, who gives ground and then looks for Recchi up the right wing. But Gonchar there. And he's able to bank it back to center ice. Kovalchuk so fast got there but then lost it. Good work by the Penguins to steal the puck in the neutral zone. Sikora just flips it to the corner. Tafe's after it, but Havlat has body position on him and he's able to bank it away the length of the ice again. This will be an icy call if Orpik can get there first, but now Conklin comes out and he plays it away up the near side. Letang a little bit out of control there. White steals. You don't want to turn the puck over, as Bob said earlier, when this line is on the ice. White with a shot. That went wide. Popovic gets to the puck. Wrister and a save made by Conklin with Kovalchuk sneaking around on the doorstep.
Oh, that chance didn't have to happen. It would have been an icing, but Sidney Crosby almost flags it down. Looking at the wide open cage. Well, the Wizard of Cross has got 1 hat trick in his career, and that happened against the Philadelphia Flyers back in October of 06. And Darian Hatcher and Mike Ratchie took kind of a beating in this hockey game as Sidney Crosby picked up his first career National Hockey League hat trick, and he's 1 away from his second.
And the face-off to the left of Ty Conklin, and the Penguin net is won by the Thrashers. And the quick shot off the draw taken by Marian Hossa is stopped by Ty Conklin, and he absorbs another one, and we get another face-off.
The 2 stars of the Thrashers both play on the off wing. Kovalchuk, right shot, left wing. Hossa is a left shot playing the right side, and he got another great scoring opportunity. We've seen that twice in the game off face-offs.
Hossa just picked the pocket of Malone. Centers now to Stewart, a shot, and a good save again by Conklin. And again, he made it look easy, just in perfect position to make the save on Colin Stewart. That was a great play by Hossa to steal the puck away from Ryan Whitney in the corner.
And that was a great shot by Stewart. That's a tough release when the puck comes across your body and you got to snap it like that. We've seen Peter Sikora do it on occasion with the Pittsburgh Penguins, but it's very tough to get it away with that kind of velocity and that quick.
Kozlov will take the draw again. And takes it against Stahl. Who's going to get the puck? Jordan Stahl's got it. Stahl digs in, and here he comes. He looks left wing for Ryan Malone, who's just going to poke it towards the corner, but Ken Klee there with a good stick to knock that away and then move it out to center. And the lead pass again off the stick of Jordan Stahl. Sikora's after it on the near boards. It squirts back to Ryan Whitney. He finds his partner, Daryl Sador, who slaps it in. Lettinen able to stop it. But Sikora's going to get there and play it. Peter Sikora for Jordan Stahl. And now Malone takes control. Sikora to the front of the net. Malone shoots the puck wide on the short side. Stahl hustles over to get there first. Bumped hard by Zhitnik. Zhitnik's one of those guys with powerful legs, and he really showed it there against Jordan Stahl as the Thrashers dump it in. Stewart with it. He tried to center one of them. Whitney took it away from him. Stahl runs a little bit of interference on Stewart so that Whitney can take off with the puck.
Nice.
And shoots it down low and right to the glove of Kerry Lettinen. Time for our Subway sandwich of the game, Bob.
That was a little interference, but this was not interference. This was a little pain inflicted by Colby Armstrong on Toby Enstrom. Welcome, youngster. Enstrom, he's quite a product. Getting a lot of ice time, top ice time for any rookie in the National Hockey League. He's got 20 points on the power play alone, Toby Enstrom.
The referee over at the bench right now, and the Penguins, Peter Sikora comes on. And to take the draw, it's Ryan Stone. So it's Sikora, Stone, and Adam Hall. Stone is a center by trade, at least he was. And he's taken quite a few faceoffs in his life. The Thrashers control here, though, as Garnett Exelby tried to get it out, held in by Ryan Stone. Playing in his second NHL game. But now it's Kovalchuk taking off again. He just soars on the ice. It doesn't mean he's touching the ice sometimes. He fans on a shot there on a setup by Mark Recchi. Now it's Popovic trying to work it to the corner, and the Penguins steal. Stone gives ground, finds Larocque. Good play to use his skate to take that pass, and he leaves it for Sergei Gonchar. Gonchar distributes it to the corner. Stone trying to get there, but White got in the way of that, and the Thrashers just move it out to center. Gonchar for Rob Scuderi.
Yeah, tough job here for Gonchar and Scuderi trying to take care of that Thrashers top line. They've done a great job. Thrashers goal coming on the power play.
Sid fending off Dole here as he carries the puck down the wall and leaves it for Malkin. Now for Colby Armstrong. He'll dish it off to Evgeny Malkin. Malkin trying to get himself into a shooting area, but it's knocked off his stick by Ilya Kovalchuk. Back into the Penguin zone. Brooks Orpik has it. 6:07 to go in the second period. It's Pittsburgh 2 and Atlanta 1. Letang with a nifty right wing pass to Colby Armstrong, who drops it to Malkin. Malkin looks for Letang and didn't get a lot on that shot. And the Thrashers able to work it behind Letang, and Orpik fills in behind to get to the puck. Kevin Dole bearing down on him. And Letang under pressure now from Eric Bolton, and so reaching out to cover it up is goaltender Ty Conklin.
It's now time for our Corona timeout, and we all know that Mario Lemieux was the first player selected in the NHL draft back in 1984, but 68 picks later, the LA Kings took a center by the name of Tom Glavine out of high school. Now, Glavine, who was recently re-signed by the Atlanta Braves, was scheduled to practice with the Thrashers earlier this week, but wasn't feeling well, so he had to cancel. Guys, he played just one season of high school hockey and had 47 goals and 47 assists. Oh, by the way, I was talking to Boston native Phil Bourque this morning. Phil's dad actually coached Tom for one season in Legion baseball. There's some food for thought, huh?
Beautiful. I think you picked the right sport, Danny.
Pascal Dupuis to Nicholas Havlet. A wrist shot through traffic. Hits the traffic. And Tafe trying to get it out. And the Penguins win the battle on the wall. Good work by Tafe to end up with that puck to Ruutu. They'll dump it to the right wing corner. Enstrom back to play it. Not a big guy. 5'10", about 180 pounds. That's it. It was a late draft choice. Folks thought he would never be able to play in the NHL, but the Thrashers took a chance on him. There's Dupuis cutting through the slot. Couldn't get a stick on that pass. And out the Penguins coming. A little chance here now. A 2-on-1 developing. Tafe with the puck. Doesn't shoot it. And he was overtaken by Dupuis before he could make a play. Now Ruutu's got it. Talbot out here as well. They go to the point, and Ryan Whitney, his wrist shot deflected in on goal. The save made, and Lehtinen just got that rebound out of danger before Jarkko Ruutu could get to it.
And I think Jeff Tafe in his defense was at the end of his shift. He didn't have much wheels there, but he also had a lot of indecision. He didn't even get a shot away. The Penguins, if he had just grinded it out a little bit more, Tafe, he scored from that range. It's exactly where he scored his first goal this year for the Penguins.
Ken Klee gets his feet moving and just blows right out of his own zone and then moves the puck ahead. Kovalchuk's in after it, but Gonchar gets there and rips it around. Recchi able to track it down on the wall. Works it back down the boards for Kovalchuk, but Scuderi able to clear the puck to center. Alexei Zhitnik moves the puck ahead again to Kovalchuk. And he falls down as he tried to stop up. And the Penguins, Jordan Stahl just gets inside the line no further. Zhitnik out to the center ice area where Ryan Malone intercepts a pass intended for Todd White. Now Ken Klee with it. 3:51 to go, second period. The Penguins have a 2-1 lead. Both goals scored by Sidney Crosby. The Atlanta goal scored by Ilya Kovalchuk, the NHL's top goal scorer. Another chance developing here. Here goes Sid. Sid to the forehand, to the backhand. A shot, save made by Lehtinen. Rebound. Malkin can't get to it. Now he fires one, and he hit Lehtinen with it as he just tried to work it in front. Sid came very, very close to getting his second NHL hat trick.
Look at the crowd. They're standing on their feet right now in appreciation, not just of the save, but of the display Crosby's putting on.
Here's a shot by Enstrom, and the save made. The rebound cleared aside. That was blocked in front and then cleared. Crosby with it again. Headmans the puck for Ryan Whitney. Was leading the rush there. Now it's Malkin dropping it off for Ryan Whitney. He centers one. Colby Armstrong can't reach it. He'll take it though and work it back to Sid in the corner. Sidney Crosby, Colby Armstrong, Evgeny Malkin, the Penguins top line. Malkin can't get the puck to the goal. And it's going to be cleared away to center by Toby Enstrom, where Malkin will take it again. Ahead for Colby Armstrong, but Sid was trapped offside. Sid has done a couple of things here tonight where he's wheeled around to the backhand and really tested Kari Lehtinen.
You thought he was going to split the seam, and instead he had something else in mind. That's the thing with Sidney Crosby. He can just take it in full flight and just go right between the Thrashers D. We've seen him do that on many occasions, like he did in Florida on this trip. Then when he just walked around Boomister of the Florida Panthers, and instead that was shut down, that seam between the defense. So he used the old spinnerella, or spinorama.
Now the lead pass bouncing ahead and right to Garnett Exelby. Penguins able to take it again. The Penguins are managing the puck better here in the second period than they were in the first. They seem to have settled down and back into their game again. Now Letang on a delayed offside. Finally the whistle blows and they'll just drop it outside the Penguin blue line with 2:32 to go in the period.
Well, where do the Penguins stand right now? I mean, they've gone on this 17-5 streak, and they still haven't caught the New Jersey Devils, who have been equally as impressive. The Devils are losing 2-0 to the Buffalo Sabres. Penguins looking to move up. And the Boston Bruins beat Philadelphia 4-3 in overtime today. Those are all reflected in that board.
And by the way, the Penguins win here tonight and Devils lose. The Penguins have the third best record in the NHL, right behind San Jose and Ottawa, and actually fourth best in Detroit. Here's a centering pass. It was hauled in now by Tafe. Tafe can't get around. Well, he does get around Holik. It keeps on coming.
Look at him go. That's the indecision. That's what he needed right there. And when he had that break in his last shift.
Marian Hossa dishes it in behind Brooks Orpik and goes to the bench. Under 2 minutes to go in the period. The Penguins up by 1. Sikora directs it up into the Atlanta zone. Lehtinen sends it around. Sikora couldn't knock it out of midair. Kovalchuk takes it. And Kovalchuk winds it up. Here comes Ilya Kovalchuk, and it's an offside play. Look out, he just went out of control and crashed into the end boards. Is he all right?
He looked like Jim Magoo.
Big difference between Ilya Kovalchuk and Jim Magoo. Magoo might have been as fast as him, though. He might have been as fast.
When Jim Magoo hit the ice. Now, did he step on the puck there? Stepped on the puck, Staggy. I mean, he had his stick in a real bad position, and sometimes when you go into the boards like that, not knowing, you can impale yourself. So he's very fortunate there, Kovalchuk.
He's going to score a lot of goals before his career is over. He's only 24 years old.
Really?
Now it's Gonchar with it to Scuderi. Lead pass off the stick of Sikora and taken by Alexei Zhitnik. Zhitnik's got Recchi trailing on the play. High sticking penalty coming up. They set it up for Todd White, and his wrister is blocked by Sikora. White gets it back. Lehtinen had to go all the way across the red line to get to the bench. They get the extra attacker on. Kovalchuk lost the puck. He's trying to do it all here. He has a tendency to do that at times. We've seen him do it against Pittsburgh, where he's almost trying too hard.
Hossa was wide open on the side, and he put his head down. But, yeah, he does try very hard. Zhitnik broke up the play in neutral zone trap, then he took a little bit of a whack. He embellished it, and he drew the penalty.
And Sikora's in the box.
It might be a 4 minute, so
it is a 4 minute.
The heck with the embellishing, he's cut.
So a great opportunity for the Thrashers. This power play will continue for the entire remainder of the period and then on into the third period with the Penguins leading 2-1. Todd White on the draw won the faceoff with some help from his friends, and Mark Recchi's got it. Recchi cross ice. Kovalchuk with it. Little Toby Enstrom moves it to the right wing wall. Hossa finds Recchi in the corner. Recchi turns out of the corner, handling the puck now for Enstrom. Toby Enstrom back to Recchi. Reckenball snaps it down low. Centering pass, White right there. Conklin the save, and he got his own rebound and shot it off the side of the net. Recchi with it now. 44 seconds to go in the period. Conklin to Enstrom. Kovalchuk to Enstrom, and Kovalchuk's got it now. He's trying to think if Conklin really made a save there on that chance down low. Recchi pokes it towards the net. The save made on the short side by Conklin. Enstrom comes in deep to keep the play alive, and they try to jam one in. 25 seconds to go. Thrashers moving the puck beautifully. The give and go there doesn't work as Hossa couldn't take the return pass, and now Stahl has some jump here as he comes back shorthanded. But the Thrashers got back to cut him off with the pass, and it's Marian Hossa with it. He's got Recchi on the right wing, comes over the line and shoots it wide. And getting to the puck first is Sergei Gonchar. 2 seconds to go in the period. Recchi's in after it. Stall on him as time expires here. With 2:46 to go on the penalty to Peter Sikora. The Thrashers will have a lot of power play time to work with when the third period starts.
Well, that was really interesting. Stahl was flying. He just blew by Kovalchuk there and taking advantage of the forward on the blue line, but it didn't quite work. In Atlanta, 2:46 left on that power play, their second power play opportunity of the game. So it'll be number 2 and number 3 for Atlanta. They're 1 for 1. Everything else is pretty even.
Brooks Orpik's going to talk to Dan Potash in a moment. Paul Alexander and Jay Caulfield in the studio. Highlights and analysis and what you've missed. A couple of Crosby goals have the Penguins on top.
For the Eastern Conference All-Stars.
5 of those 6 defensemen, Bob. 5 of the 6 defensemen are European defensemen. You notice that? The only one who wasn't is Brian Campbell of the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, Europeans put up good numbers. If you look at, Nick Lidstrom, Gonchar, you just go through the list, Sergei Zubov. I mean, that was the East there, but they have a lot of skill. But Chris Letang has got a lot of skill as well. He's a Canadian, and he's got 4 shootout goals. That's the tops of any rookie.
They haven't named the young guns right yet, have they? They haven't, and I think maybe Letang could end up in that list. Probably.
Can Malkin go again? I don't know.
Conklin sends it around off the glass and out to center, and that's big because the Penguins are on a penalty kill here to start the third period. 2:20 to go on the penalty to Peter Sikora. High sticking penalty for 4 minutes. Almost into the second half of that one as Hossa gets after the puck. Scuderi got body position on him. Scuderi, though, couldn't stick the puck out of there. He was outnumbered by Thrashers along the wall, and they end up with possession.
Pressure. It's 4-on-4 right now. Go Penguins. Pressure the puck. And the man broke his stick, Hossa. Now he's back on the ice. Look at Enstrom choke up on that stick. It's a long twig he's got back there. Toby Enstrom, number 39 on the right point.
And the centering pass for Hossa fortunately went off a skate and wide and all the way out to center ice. And now Kovalchuk sends it all the way around where it's going to be taken off the wall by Slava Kozlov. He looks for Dupuis behind the net. Sador read that play, got in the way of it. But now again, outnumbered is Sador by Kozlov and Holik. And Holik finds Kozlov. Dupuis in the slot. They go to the point. Enstrom to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk playing the point. Doesn't have to cover as much ice. He does have to go back for the puck. Here's the shot and the save made by Conklin. And again, a heavy slap shot by Kovalchuk. That one he took a little bit off of. Fired it down low, and Conklin had to keep the puck in control there. Not easy, Bob, and a hard shot like that to prevent a rebound from happening.
Yeah, and Toby Enstrom, the big part of this power play as well. He's a rookie on the point. He's got 20 power play points. Look at him choke up in a stick. See the butt end sticking out? His dad said, I know you're going to be small. Your stick's got to be long. Look, he's making the play with that butt end out. No other player does that in the National Hockey League. His dad was looking forward, and he said, the width of your thumb. Every year, son, we got to make it a little bit longer.
Chance here. Conklin shuts the door. Now they poke it in. The Thrashers have tied the game on a rebound. Conklin's on top of the puck. And I think it's Bobby Holik is going to get the goal. He just burrowed in there and found a way to jam it underneath Conklin to tie it up here.
And the whistle could have easily went.
Yes.
Here's Crosby talking to the official. There's no way the official, I don't believe, was able to see this puck. And if he deems that he's lost contact with the sight of that puck, it's under Conklin right there. And then here comes everybody jamming it in. That whistle should have been blown. Now, I don't know where the puck was from the backside. Maybe the ref could see something that I couldn't see. No, it's available. The puck was available. It was a good non-call. I could see the puck on the pad of Conklin. Obviously, the official, I don't know if he could see it from his position. I think it's a good call. The goal sticks. We're tied at 2. You can show that one more time, guys, from the overhead. You can see that pad, that puck, laying right on the pad of Ty Conklin. It was available, and you got to play to the whistle. And if you stop it, right, keep it going just a little bit more. Right there, see the puck? It's visible right on the pad. And they're jamming away is Bobby Holik with the long reach. He gets that puck underneath Ty Conklin.
Scuderi saw the puck too. He tried to jam it underneath there or maybe get it out of there, clear it, do something. He wanted to get a stick on it in any case, and Holik did too. Look at the look of determination of Bobby Holik's face. The captain gets a big goal for his club on the power play. Bobby Holik.
A little discussion with the war room, and we're tied at 2.
We got ourselves a game again. Chris Letang with it now. Letang guns it around. Toby Enstrom over to play it. Colby Armstrong there as well. Enstrom got it up the boards. Great work by Letang to flow to the puck. I don't know. I think one of his greatest attributes, Letang, is his ability to anticipate where the puck's going to be. He arrives there before the puck does so many times. Here's a chance now for Enstrom in the shot. Make that Colin Stewart who took that shot, and now he jams it around to the far side where Toby Enstrom will work it to the corner to Dupuis. Dupuis for Colin Stewart. Dupuis spins away from Orpik, but Colby Armstrong able to take the puck away. Surrounded by blue jerseys, but still dumps the puck up into the Atlanta zone. Nicholas Havlat goes back to play it and leaves it for Tobias Enstrom. Now Lettinen's going to just shoot the puck to center ice, right to Daryl Sador, to head for Talbot off his stick, and Ruutu turns it up into the Atlanta zone. Havlat back to play it. Left it there for Toby Enstrom. Crash again as Ruutu to Talbot in front for Tafe, trying to go to the net and get the puck was Tafe, but Talbot couldn't get it through to him, and now it's Ruutu. Sador wants the puck at the point. He's got it. His shot and the save. Rebound. And Tafe couldn't tee it up. He couldn't find the handle on it, and the Thrashers clear. Ryan Whitney with pressure from Kovalchuk, able to wrap that puck around to the near side. Daryl Sador takes it. Sador hit hard in the neutral zone by Marian Hossa.
Penalty. That puck went over the glass. That's a penalty here against the Atlanta Thrashers. The Penguins are going to go on the power play.
And a hit, too, on the near wall right afterwards with Ruutu and Exelby colliding on the near boards.
Well, Chris Letang, look at some of the things he can do. Yeah, he does anticipate well. He gets to plays. Look at him move away from this check. He just slides that check and still plays the puck. And it's like the guy didn't even touch him. And then he's going to close in one-on-one. The puck comes up the left wing side. And watch. He uses a cross check. This is further along on the shift. And right before that, Chris Letang made a beautiful one-on-one play using that long reach that he has. His stick may not be as long as Toby Enstrom's, but he certainly knows how to use it.
Penguins with a man advantage and a chance to retake the lead. Puck was shot out of play. Popovic's in the box. And Gonchar moves it along. Malkin tried to send it to the corner. The Thrashers break it up. Look out here. They do have 8 shorthanded goals and a chance for Marian Hossa. Hossa around Gonchar. Looks to stuff one in, and Conklin came diving over with a stick to make sure that that didn't work for Marian Hossa. Taken by Gonchar. Malkin tries to create some space for Gonchar. Looked right wing to Crosby. That's broken up. And Ryan Whitney will set it up again. Whitney with that head up as usual. Ahead to Malkin. Dish pass for Sidney Crosby. Sikora goes to the front of the net. Gonchar to Whitney. Cross ice. Sid. Sikora's in the slot. Sidney works it down low for Evgeny Malkin. Todd White and Dupuis killing the penalty. The shot, and it was blocked in front. Crosby tried to get to the rebound. Malkin there also. And it's cleared by the Thrashers back into the Penguin zone.
Dupuis was going to try to take that if the Penguins didn't converge on him in the neutral zone. They're going to try to score shorthanded.
Sidney Crosby around Marian Hossa. Drops it off for Gonchar. Gonchar to Malkin. A one-timer blocked. It was Toby Enstrom who blocked it. And he's feeling it right now on his left leg. Crosby to Gonchar. Fakes the shot to Ryan Whitney. Whitney's going to move close to the net. Now goes behind the net with Havlat leaning on him. Havlat just took the puck away from him. And he's able to also get it over the glove of Sidney Crosby back to center. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Jeff Tafe. Tafe under pressure, and he has it stolen away from him by Kevin Dole. Now Dupuis whips it to the net. Blocker saved by Conklin. Penguins at the wrong end of the rink right now on this power play. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. And Letang will set it up. One more rush for the Penguins with a man advantage. And Letang right up the middle of the ice, moves it right wing to Jordan Staal. Staal with a power move around the cage. Has Malone, his shot, and it went wide of the goal off the heel of his stick. Great chance for Ryan Malone. Not going to get a much better look at the net than that. Jordan Staal, penalty over. Letang with a quick shot on the save made by Lehtinen. Dupuis moves it ahead for Dole. Left wing to Kovalchuk. Couldn't handle the pass cleanly. Now he gets it to Dupuis. He couldn't settle it down. Letang clears for Malone. Malone wants to get it out if he can. And finally does.
Oh, yeah, anyway, I mean, you can use your glove from your own zone. You have to clear that zone. You see Kovalchuk, he had trouble streaming down that left wing, taking that pass on his backhand. He's got such a big curve. unlike Sidney Crosby, who takes those backhands equally as impressively as he takes the forehands.
Lehtinen moves it to the corner. Talbot on the forecheck, pressuring Ken Klee, who just dumped it to the opposite corner, and Adam Hall there first for Jarkko Ruutu. This line had some great shifts earlier in the game. See what they can do here. They're cycling the puck again, but the Thrashers break it up, and a lead pass to Mark Recchi. Todd White goes to the front of the net. Recchi knows that Kovalchuk's there. Oh, right in front of the goal, and a good save by Conklin with the right pad. And the Penguins, fortunately, there to clear the rebound out of danger.
Boy, that hit Todd White's skate and went and hit Conklin's right pad. Very fortunate.
Talbot clears it off the boards to Adam Hall, and Hall dishes it ahead. Jarkko Ruutu's going to get in after it against defenseman Popovic. Got his stick on it. I think he thought it was an icing call, and Ruutu steals the puck. Ruutu behind the net on Popovic. Penguins get fresh legs on in the person of George Larocque and also Jeff Tafe, as Bobby Holik moves the puck to the goal. Sticked away by Conklin. Jeff Tafe takes the puck in his own zone. Out for Ryan Whitney. Whitney trying to go left wing to Stone. It's off a stick, and offside is called on the Penguins. Well, a big penalty kill for the Thrashers, and it's still a 2-2 hockey game.
Well, we mentioned Colin Stewart earlier in the broadcast. In fact, he became the first player to make his NHL debut against his brother since 1982. He took on Mark Stewart and the Bruins in December, but the story gets much more colorful than that, if you will. Mike Stewart has spent time in the AHL, the IHL, and most recently in Austria. Kristen Stewart plays hockey for Boston College, and dear old dad, Michael Stewart, is the chief medical officer for USA Hockey. So definitely all in the family in the Stewart household. Guys, back upstairs to you.
There you go, Steggy. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it, Bob? There's so many hockey families in the NHL. It's amazing, really. Colby Armstrong with it. He and Malkin team up in the corner. Colby on his backhand sends it back to the corner for Malkin. Now to Sid. Sidney Crosby for Colby. That pass a little hard, but he kicks it. In an area where Whitney's able to dump it in behind the goal. Malkin to Crosby. Quick shot to the net, and the save by Lehtinen, and the rebound bouncing right to the Thrashers, and away they go. Thorburn for Holik. Holik tees it up. Heavy shot. Good save by Conklin, and the rebound cleared immediately by Ryan Whitney back to center.
Well, that was a tough rebound, too. Conklin's pretty good with the rebound control. That one came right out to the slot, but the Penguins collapsed in their house and got a great clear.
Kozlov can't take the pass for Stewart. Penguins break that up, and away they go. Sikora slowly moves the puck to the Atlanta line, but no further, and now they try to catch the Penguins in a change. Stewart and set it up for Kozlov, and the redirect right to the goal, and a save made again by Conklin.
Boy, Kozlov just got that line, drove hard to that net. Another redirect. Thrashers have used that play well.
Great work by Jordan Stahl there to work his own zone. Just a great play. Ahead now to Sikora on the right wing, and Sikora has Malone going to the net. He's right there. He couldn't direct it to the goal. Colin Stewart takes over. He's able to work it back to center. Jordan Stahl stopped the bleeding there a little bit in the Penguin zone. They were coming on. There's a quick shot by Hossa, and a save made by Conklin. Another opportunity. Kovalchuk with a blast, and that's off a stick up into the meshing in the near corner. How about having Hossa in front of the net and Kovalchuk firing that puck 130 miles an hour. Monday, Rob King sits down with Pitt basketball coach Jamie Dixon to talk about the Panthers season, plus part 2 of our interview with rising star forward Sam Young. It's all on Barrel Panthers Weekly, Monday night at 7:30 here on FSN.
Kovalchuk's got the gun cocked on his face-off. Talbot trying to win it against White. Somebody's stick broke. Talbot's, he's got to go get one.
Gonchar up the wall. Talbot races over. Tafe can't get it out. Trouble here. Now a good play by Gonchar to prevent that puck coming through to Todd White. And he clears it back into the Atlanta zone. You just get that feeling here that all of a sudden the Thrashers have a little bit more of an edge to their game. The Penguins are on their heels a little bit here. Spend a little bit more time in their own zone than they have been.
Look at that hit by Tafe on Recchi.
And Ruutu to the puck. Ruutu behind the cage. Tafe wants to walk in front if he can. Ruutu swings away from Mark Recchi. Up top to Gonchar. Back down low. Talbot goes to the front of the net. As Tafe just wrists it to the corner. Talbot races over to try to keep it alive. Todd White got there, and now it comes to Tafe. Tafe on his backhand. Overhandles the puck a little bit there, and it's taken away from him. And now it's Kovalchuk racing in against Gonchar. His shot, and a save by Conklin, and no rebound.
Jeff Tafe took the angles away from Mark Recchi, who was getting a little fancy in his own zone. Look at Tafe, persistent on the forecheck around Exelby. A good hit. The wrecking ball goes down. And Jeff Tafe had a great chance following that, off that aggressive forecheck when he came into the high slot. Just played around with it a little too much. And you don't want to play around with it when Kovalchuk's, because he can turn it quickly the other way.
Recchi may have wanted to turn there, and he just caught him at the right time where he spun him around and his head went into the boards. It looked like he was hurting. There's a shot by Dupuis. He gunned it over the goal.
Faceoff's becoming a big part of this hockey game. That was a big faceoff win by Holik against Sidney Crosby.
Crosby hunts the puck again. He's got Malkin with him. Pulls up. Crosby looking for a trailer. Whitney. Broken up by Havlet. Crosby got it back to Malkin. He couldn't do anything with it. Now Whitney to Crosby, and a turning shot off a stick wide. Colby Armstrong to the puck. Colby comes off the wall. Dishes it off to Sid in front for Malkin, and never came through. Lettinen got a stick on that to break it up. Now Whitney sends it in deep for Malkin, and now to Crosby off the back of the cage. Sid is planted up against the goal cage by Bobby Holik. Holik has made a living doing stuff like that. And certainly he was the premier defensive center iceman in the NHL when he played for the New Jersey Devils when they won Stanley Cups.
He's not that much fun to play against. He's a big, mean guy.
I think Jordan Staal kind of is like him in the sense that he's got a big body and he knows how to play the defensive game. And that play he made a little while ago in his own zone was a great play. Kind of reminded me of the kind of play Bobby Holik would make. As Ryan Stone dumps it up into the Atlanta zone with 9:23 to go in regulation time, and the game tied at 2.
But the only little thing we've seen Staal do, kind of along the lines of Holik. Remember when he tripped up Brodeur last year with his foot? You know, he's got to get a little, and I don't mind that. He's got to get a little mustard in his game. It's part of growing up in the National Hockey League, and Sidney Crosby's had to deal with it from day one. Now there's a look at your Western Conference All-Stars and a lot of Detroit Red Wings on that page. And look at the goalies today. You know, Manny Legacy and Chris Osgood, who were a couple of years ago were both, you know, kind of the outcasts, if you will, in Detroit, and now have come back. And Legacy's tremendous. Osgood has had one of those great years with Hasek, where they're exchanging duties right now. And Nabokov, he's your man that's played every game this year.
And Luongo just didn't want to go. He just didn't want to go. Nabokov's not going to start in the All-Star game. He's played every game this year for San Jose. He's not going to know what to do. Marian Hossa with Letang bothering him. And Sikora broke up a centering pass. The puck came out over the line, and an offside call here. The shots in the third period, Atlanta 13, Pittsburgh 4. And it really all started with the Penguins unable to kill the remainder of that high sticking penalty at the beginning of the period. That gave some momentum to the Thrashers. Then the Penguins had a power play chance, and they couldn't score. So we're still on even terms with 8:59 remaining in regulation time.
We talked about how comfortable Atlanta feel right now. They do look comfortable. They're 11-4 in one-goal games this season. They're 9-2 in overtime. And, of course, we all know how great the Penguins have been in overtime and shootouts. So it may come down to that tonight.
Bobby Holik trying to get it out. Sidney Crosby jams it up. And Havlet ends up winning possession of the puck for Thorburn. He finds a man jumping ahead. Pascal Dupuis slap shot off the stick of Letang, and it soars up into the seats here at the Phillips Arena. Don Waddell, the new coach, of course, the general manager. He fired Bob Hartley. He went behind the bench. For a while, he was called the interim coach. But a couple of weeks ago, he decided to stay on as the coach for the rest of the year. There you see what he's done since the beginning of the year when they went 0-6 under Bob Hartley. Nice man, Don Waddell. He's a workaholic, too, from what they say. He lost 15 pounds already.
I was going to say, he lost weight. He looks like he's lost weight.
He lost 15 pounds because he's been on the ice practicing every day. He's, you know, he gets some exercise. Not just sitting in the office, Bob.
Not just sitting around like us.
Gonchar for Scuderi. Good forecheck there by Kovalchuk. Penguins finally worked that puck to center. Sikora tried to get it deep. It's off a stick of Zhitnik. He clears it past Sikora to center. Quick movement of the puck by Kovalchuk for Todd White, but getting back to break that up was Scuderi.
Staal and Recchi going at it over in front of the Penguins bench. That's an interesting combination.
Ken Klee with it, and he headmans the puck, and it's directed up into the Penguin zone by Todd White. Scuderi back to play it. Over for Gonchar and now to Sikora. Sikora has Staal with him, and they've got their signals crossed there. Sikora didn't move it to Staal right away. He was over there for support. That's another turnover by the Penguins. Now a collision between Gonchar, Staal, and Kovalchuk. Gonchar went down awkwardly there, but he's okay. I was worried about him for a second.
He did what he had to do. He prevented Kovalchuk from turning it to the forehand. He just got his hip in the way. He was kind of flat-footed, but he realized he had one play to get that body in front. He did a good job.
Penguins going through a little trouble again here in the third period with their puck management. Turning it over and not making the crisp plays that they've been making on this road trip. They're showing some little signs of fatigue here on this trip, on this game anyway. And now here's Sador with it. He moves it out. Jeff Tafe will dump it up into the corner. Talbot has good jump. He gets in there after the puck. He's hit hard though on the play by Popovic. Ruutu crashes in against Exelby. And the Thrashers able to work it back to center. Colin Stewart overskated. Tafe to Talbot. Talbot dumps it in after taking a hit from Garnett Exelby. And Colin Stewart trying to get it out. He does, working up the wall, and it ends up jumping out of play on the far side.
Talbot right into the turnbuckle, and now Talbot mixed up with Kozlov. Got Ruutu in there as well. Ruutu and Tafe. You gotta be careful here. 6:43 on the clock. You don't want to be the odd man. The referee's saying right now, I'm going to take one. Well, he's got two. 1 to 2. You saw him point. In the 2-2 hockey game, boy, did Maxime Talbot get hit real hard into that turnbuckle over there.
And he'll take a seat with a smile on his face after getting into the face of Slava Kozlov.
It's been a physical hockey game here. Right from the start, Atlanta has come out trying to impose their will on the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins move the puck very quickly.
Ruutu got a free shot in there on Kozlov.
We hope it's free. He hopes it's free. We haven't seen what they put up here on the clock yet, but I don't see Ruutu in the box, so I guess it was a freebie. Still conversation between both captains here, Bobby Holik and Sidney Crosby. And boy, they've had a battle throughout this hockey game. What I like about this situation, we're going to play a little 4-on-4 hockey. And when you got Sidney Crosby on the ice and you got Kovalchuk on the ice, it makes for some real exciting stuff. And let's see who's going to start this. They're not going to let Kovalchuk go out with against Sidney Crosby right now. They're going to keep the checking unit of Holik, and then you'll see Kovalchuk probably come out with a Hossa.
Thrashers have scored 3 and allowed none in the 4-on-4. The Penguins have scored 3 and allowed 1 in the 4-on-4 situations this year. Now it's Crosby dishing it back for Ryan Whitney. Whitney's good skating here as he backs up against Holik, finds Sidney Crosby. Let's watch the Penguins go to work now, weaving that puck around on the 4-on-4. Here comes Sidney Crosby. He's got Colby Armstrong with him. The drop pass and the shot is blocked. The Penguins have to hustle back here. Armstrong's off balance. He's trapped and way behind the play. And it's Dupuis taking off with it. Rolls off his stick. Conklin will set it up for Ryan Whitney. 6:08 to go in regulation time. Crosby was looking for a long home run pass there, but they break it up. Now Colby Armstrong gets to the puck. Able to maintain control of it. Turns away. Crosby goes to the front of the net. Colby dishes it off to him now. Sidney Crosby to Rob Scuderi. Scuderi risks it in behind the net, and the Penguins need to change. Colby Armstrong and Sid go to the bench.
Scuderi's out there because Kovalchuk is coming out for the Thrashers. That's his assignment, and he's got it right now.
And it's Scuderi and Gonchar with Stahl and Malkin. Todd White had it for a moment, gets it back, leaves it for Kovalchuk, gets away from him. Scuderi steps around him, pokes it along for Gonchar, back for Scuderi. Look out, Todd White right on Scuderi. He didn't know he was coming. Rob's on the ice. Todd White, though, had it stripped away from him by Evgeny Malkin. Malkin gets his feet moving, and here he comes now. Evgeny Malkin with Jordan Stahl, poked away, but it comes right to Gonchar. Gonchar back to Malkin. He goes right back to Gonchar, just dumps it to open space. Stahl's going to try to get to it. Malkin there also. Great work by Malkin to get over there and get a stick on that puck around Zhitnik. So the Penguins could maintain possession of it in the offensive zone. Stahl with Zhitnik leaning on him. Malkin in there working, but Ken Klee has it. 16 seconds to go on the coincidental roughing penalties. Alexei Zhitnik comes to center ice. Zhitnik has a lane. He shoots one up high. The glove save made by Conklin, and he'll hang on to it. We'll be back as we have a little under 5 miles to go, and the game is tied at 2.
Well, Staggy, imagine looking at that face all night and having to play against that big body. Well, Sidney Crosby has had to go face-to-face with Bobby Holik. He's a tough physical presence. He'll give no ground. And Sidney Crosby, he doesn't give much ground either. And he's also got 2 goals, and Bobby Holik has scored 1 goal for the Thrashers. So it's been a heck of a battle, really has.
Bobby Holik, 37 years old, 17 years older than Sidney Crosby. Fortunately, Sid won't have to look at it for many more years in this league.
It was in the last year, the big deal he signed 5 or 6 years ago.
Ken Klee goes back for the puck into his own zone. Ryan Malone draped all over him, but Klee stays with the puck. Slipped by Kozlov to center, knocked down with a glove by Ryan Whitney to Garnett Exelby. And a Popovic, and out on right wing to Slava Kozlov. Good play around Talbot, dumps it to the corner. Conklin knocks it out of midair for Ryan Whitney, and out to Letang. Letang rips it off the boards and out to center. Taken there by Popovic, Talbot, Malone, and Sikora on the ice for the Penguins. Letang's playing with Ryan Whitney right now on the left side. And the shot to the net taken by Popovic is blockered away by Conklin. Whitney sent it up the wall. Sikora let it go. Then he was hit from behind nicely there by Colin Stewart and knocked him down. Marian Hossa had it knocked off his stick by Malkin, and Malkin able to feather it out to center where Sikora pokes it ahead to Sidney Crosby. Here comes Sid looking for the hat trick, and his shot off the blocker of Kari Lehtonen. Sikora overskates. Malkin takes control. Malkin out to Rob Scuderi. Scuderi wrists it along. And it's taken by Peter Sikora, reverses it back into the corner. Havlat got in front of Sidney Crosby, who keeps on working here, trying to get the puck back. Sikora got it. And now to Malkin. Sikora goes to the net. Malkin goes behind the net with Enstrom there trying to break it up. Malkin turning the corner and looking for Gonchar. Instead reverses it back to Sikora. Sikora for Scuderi. Has to take that pass off the wall and then work it down the boards. Gonchar swings it around, and Enstrom right there. Toby Enstrom. Moved the puck around. Kept it, but didn't really get any chances or any shots on the net.
No, the work rate was real good by both teams in both jerseys. Real impressive to see everybody grinding, trying to protect that one precious point here with 3 minutes left in the third.
Penguins outshot 15-4, outchanced 6-1 in the third period. Jarkko Ruutu in front for Talbot, and the pass went right by him. He was tied up there by Bobby Holik. And here go the Thrashers. Recchi for Kovalchuk, and back to Recchi. Back for Kovalchuk, and right by him to Chris Letang. Here comes Chris Letang for the Penguins, ahead to Ryan Whitney. Ruutu's on the ice too as Whitney dumps it to the corner. Ruutu's going to get after it against Klee. Klee goes down, so does Ruutu. Both of them get up. Stahl hits the deck. Holik all over him as the puck comes out to center, and Adam Hall takes it the other way for the Penguins. Stopped up there. I'm not sure why. If he was afraid somebody play was going to be offside.
Yep.
And as a result, the Thrashers end up with possession again. Jordan Stahl applying pressure. Stahl, Malone, and Hall on the ice. Scuderi taps it ahead to Adam Hall. Hall to Malone. Stahl goes to the net. Malone shoots the puck, and the stick save made by Lehtonen. Gobbled up on the far boards by Kevin Dole. Dole to Thorburn. He sends it around Letang. Dole's a physical player. He throws a shoulder into Letang. Puck squirts free. It's going to come to Exelby. He'll slap it almost.
He was trying to bank it off the back wall to the front of the net. He almost killed his man.
Dupuis almost got hit with that shot right in the stomach. Now Dole pokes it in, and right to Chris Letang, who finds Ryan Whitney with 1:36 to go in regulation time. Colby Armstrong, who scored a game-winning goal in overtime here last year, has the and right past his stick. Looked like he was going to get a good chance there. Now Dole able to lift it out to center. The Penguins change their defense. Scuderi gets on the ice. Great back pressure by Colby Armstrong on a tired pass for Dupuis. And Colby takes off the other way with Sid on the right wing. He's going to dump it in, and Sid's going to get after it. Toby Enstrom gets there first. Crosby right on him, picks his pocket. Sid turns and finds Gonchar. His shot is blocked. And it comes back to Scuderi, who dumps it in with a couple of players trapped offside. Colby Armstrong's tongue is hanging out. He goes back to the bench. And the Penguins get the change they want as Letang takes the puck in his own zone.
I'm enjoying watching these two talented teams just flow up and down the ice.
Malkin trying to get it in deep. The Thrashers clear it, and it comes right to Chris Letang. 48 seconds to go in regulation.
Penguins are playing 4 defense right now. It's Whitney, Letang, and the unit of Scuderi and Gonchar. That's all they're using. That's it.
Talbot's out here with Tafe and Ruutu at the end of the game with 36 seconds left. And the Thrashers have something going here. Kovalchuk fires the puck, and it's off the stick of Ryan Whitney and up into the mesh behind Ty Conklin.
Sidor.
Boy, does Kovalchuk fly.
Oh, he can really fly, and you got Sidor and Orpik sitting on one, and Ty Conklin. Boy, another strong performance for him. He hasn't given up 2 goals many nights. He's 38 shots, 36 saves for Ty Conklin. And remember, one he had under his body, he was poked under his body. Very tough situation, and the other one was a long-range shot where the puck went off the netting on that power play.
He's now faced 35 or more shots in 5 of the last 6 games. That's a lot. And then you talk about all the ones that were blocked last game, Bob, in Tampa.
And you talk about, a guy like Danny Sabrin's been sitting around. Marc-Andre Fleury's not even on the trip right now. Ty Conklin's been running the table here.
Puck up off the glass. Ryan Malone settles it down with 21 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Mark Recchi has the puck. And it's a high stick on the puck, and the whistle blows.
So that's a break. So the Penguins using 4 defensemen here as time ticks down. 18.6. The faceoff will be just outside the Atlanta blue line. Let's see if they set something up on this faceoff. Maybe send somebody wide. Well, they're trying to change. Atlanta's trying to change right now. They said that nobody put their hand up. Who jumped on the ice? Dupuy and Hossa. Look at Gonchar. He's set up wide here if the Penguins win the faceoff.
Stahl against White. Pushed it ahead. It was taken by Ken Klee. Settled down by Scuderi. Out for Ryan Malone. Malone dishes it ahead. No, didn't get it in behind the defense. And back up into the Penguin zone it goes with only 5 seconds to go in regulation time. We are headed to overtime. Penguins won in overtime here last year. Back in December. Colby Armstrong scoring the game-winning goal. We'll see what happens tonight.
Take a look at all 4 goals here tonight in the hockey game. The first period, the Penguins, they came out just a flying, and Crosby was able to corral that puck in front of the net and just put it in like he has done a million times before. Then Kovalchuk on the power play, rips it off the goalpost to the blocker side of Conklin. We came to the second period of playing. Crosby, and spinorama, the high cycle with a tang, and then a fortuitous bounce right back to his stick. Go to the net. If you're going to score goals, if you go to that net, Sidney Crosby has found a couple of goals. He's got 20 on the season. Hossa and company jam it on their power play, and Holik was able to get the pickle stabber in there and propel that puck over the goal line. Sidney Crosby has faced Bobby Holik almost every shift tonight, and you take a look at the overtime records between these two clubs. This is going to be a treat today. This is a great hockey game.
Yeah, and you have some real skill on the ice. And we mentioned it when we had that 4-on-4 situation earlier. You've got some people who can really put on a show here with all that extra ice to work with. Sidney Crosby with goals 19 and 20 here tonight.
Well, Colby Armstrong had an overtime winner. Just jammed the net, Malkin, and Colby put it into that wide open crease. Look at that, just jamming the net. Creating a little traffic.
That really got the Penguins going in the right direction last year. That was when they really started to turn the corner in December last year. I remember a meeting on the ice that day when Terrian was telling the guys, I want goals. The Penguins weren't scoring, and they got that 3 in that, and then they really started to win some games after that. It was a big win for the Penguins in this building last year.
Yeah, I think Fleury had a tough time in the shootout in practice, too, in this building. And
it was the same practice.
Yeah, and he broke his stick across the crossbar, and that's the most animated I have seen Marc-Andre Fleury after that.
He went into Washington. They had the rally caps right after that. In fact, it was the game after the Atlanta game that they won in Washington in the shootout. So it really was a big win for the Penguins here in this building last year. It's a full house here tonight to see Sidney Crosby against Ilya Kovalchuk. The Penguins and Thrashers in this overtime period, a 4-on-4 situation. And the puck fired wide on Conklin. Marian Hossa is in after it. So is Daryl Sidorik. Certainly the Thrashers have carried the play in the 3rd period, and Penguins were able to survive that. Taken now by Sidney Crosby.
Nice play by Crosby there, and I like the long shot. Conklin, the shot was 2 feet wide of the net. Unlike some young goaltenders, Conklin just watched it go wide and watched it come out the other side instead of trying to overplay that puck.
Poked up the wall, and Malkin takes a peek. Kovalchuk's on him. And Malkin winds it up here. He likes to do that. He likes to give ground. It gets that speed up as he comes forward. And here he is to Stahl. Pass off the stick of Stahl to the corner. Malkin's going to get there. Try to get it back to Jordan Stahl. And look out here. Alexei Zhitnik's going to lead the charge. He's got Kovalchuk on the right wing. Kovalchuk fills in behind. Recchi to Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk on his backhand to the forehand, trying to face it down the Havlat. A shot, and it's wide of the goal. Scuderi had it, lost it. He's going to get it again and poke it ahead for Jordan Stahl. And a good hop by Mark Recchi, who just gets right around Jordan Stahl and takes the puck away from him. Recchi and Kovalchuk try to team up. Malkin breaks it up. The Penguins got to get fresh players on, and they do as Gonchar buys some time. Talbot's on the ice. And he takes the lead pass. He's got Malone with him. Shoots it to the net. The rebound. Oh, my. Lettinen has a tendency to give up rebounds, but no damage done. Shot down low by Kozlov is stopped by Conklin. Kozlov gets his own rebound. Turns away from Chris Letang and dishes it in behind the net. Orpik is there against Dupuis. Now Toby Enstrom takes a body check on the far boards from Maxime Talbot, but Kozlov has the puck. Back to Toby Enstrom. Enstrom, a dangerous offensive player, carries the puck in deep. Dupuis in front of the net. His shot. Great save by Conklin on Pascal Dupuis. And Conklin somehow came over on his knees to make that save on number 9 of the Thrashers.
Brooks Orpik is beside himself right now. His stick was chopped out of his hands. Brooks Orpik has been sitting down for a while. Now look at Brooks in front of the net. He's going to try to play the puck. As the puck goes behind the cage, Brooks Orpik, you're going to see, is not going to have his stick. How did he lose it? It was chopped out of his hands by Dupuis, who's a feisty player, and Dupuis almost scored the goal, taking advantage of that. I saw earlier in the hockey game Mark Recchi knock it out of Sikora's hands. Kovalchuk almost scored. Atlanta Thrashers have been schooled in this.
Face off. Adam Hall against Todd White. The Penguins control. Daryl Sador under pressure from Marian Hossa. He is a bull, and he steals the puck from Daryl Sador. And it comes to Todd White. Sikora reaches in and pokes it away from him. Sador again with it. And the Penguins just look like they just don't have the jump that they've had in most of this road trip, but they'll try to fight their way through and see if they can't get the extra point. Sikora's after the puck against Exelby. He runs him over. Popovic got a stick on it. And now Sador just couldn't get there.
2.
Hossa shoots the puck in the save by Conklin. Hossa had a man with him, Todd White, but decided not to pass it that way.
Yeah, he looked off, and Hossa always goes 5-hole, and Conklin, he didn't buy any of that.
Sador ahead for Colby Armstrong. He's got good legs. Colby Armstrong with a power move and his backhand shot off the stick of Kari Lehtinen.
And that's how they scored last year. Power move just crashed the net, but Colby couldn't find the corner.
Now Crosby works the end boards against Popovic. Sidney Crosby protects the puck. Long pass up to Gonchar. And Scuderi fakes the shot, works it past Crosby. Sid didn't want to take that puck. Colby Armstrong wasn't home in the corner, and the Thrashers have now an opportunity to bring it ahead with 1:35 to go in the overtime period.
Reckenball's got some steam. He's got Crosby flat-footed. I can't believe he got a stick on that. That's just great reading a man, because he was flat-footed, Crosby, as the Reckenball came at him at 100 miles an hour.
Here comes Kovalchuk. The puck wanders off his stick. Gonchar finds Malkin. Stahl goes to the front of the net. Malkin for Stahl. Oh, and a great save by Kari Lehtinen on Jordan Stahl. And a perfect setup in front of the cage.
Thought it was in.
Now they crisscross. Kovalchuk's going to hunt the puck to the corner. Sends it behind the net for Kozlov. Two dangerous players here, Kozlov and Kovalchuk. Kozlov gets a look at the net. Kozlov has Kovalchuk in front of the net. Centers it up for him, and it goes right over his stick. And it comes to Malkin, and he and Stahl take off one more time with 52 seconds to go in the overtime. Malkin for Stahl, the pass behind him. Stahl looks for Malkin again, and this time it's going to be picked off by Nicholas Havlin, but Malkin has just a bottomless well of energy right now.
Well, I hope he's got a little bit more left. No, he's going to go off with 34 left here. And puck possession here. Maybe one final chance.
Great pass by Letang to Talbot. He's got Malone with him. Malone cuts in, pulls the trigger, and it's off a stick up into the mesh. How about that pass by Letang?
I think he was moving backwards when he snapped that up. Looked like Paul Coffey. Look at Hossa. 2-on-1. Looks over to his left. Turns it back. Off wing. Coming in there. Great opportunity. And then the Penguins shuffle it, biscuit to the net, and Stahl tried to go 5-hole on the redirect, and Lehtinen was deep in his net, was able to react. Two big saves.
Talbot and Malone, Orpik and Letang on the ice for the Penguins, and the Penguins win the draw. Orpik slap shot, floats off a stick right to the glove of Kari Lehtinen.
Big face-off. 20 seconds left here. One final change. Talbot will come off the ice. Sidney Crosby.
And Orpik on here as well with 20 seconds left. Ian Letang still out here. Sid wants to take the draw here against Bobby Holik.
He might go forward. You never know.
Holik, a great face-off man, won the draw for Ken Klee, who sends it behind the net to Zhitnik. 15 seconds to go in the overtime period. And Holik sends it out to center, picked off by Letang to Crosby. Here goes Sid with Malone. And Sid finds Letang, maybe? Yeah, he's there. His shot wide of the goal. Man, he was open. Here's Letang's got that jersey tucked in the back.
Yeah, well, he knows how to score on the shootout. He's scored in his first 2 shootouts. They were game deciding, and then he scored in his next 2. You see he's got a little bit of that leg kick, Ovechkin leg kick, and he can go any direction. He can do it indoors or out. Chris Letang.
Or in white, black, or blue. Doesn't matter for Chris Letang. And now we'll see some great shootout performers. Slava Kozlov is numero uno in that department, tied with Jussi Jokinen of the Dallas Stars. And Eric Christensen had to go home because of the death of his grandfather. So he is not available to the Penguins here tonight for the shootout.
That hurts.
It does.
Really hurts because he usually sets the table. And it's the home team that gets a choice whether they want to shoot first or defend first. And they got Kozlov, Hossa, and Kovalchuk for the Thrashers. Sikora, Letang, and Crosby in that order for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I'm not quite certain who gets the first shot because there's no skaters on the ice right now. Lettinen is 2-1 this year. 2 goals against and 7 shots.
It's going to be fun to watch. You're talking about some great goal scorers. The greatest goal scorer in the game today, Ilya Kovalchuk.
Yeah, he's got this new move where he comes down. He's not going very fast, and then he kind of almost goes straight to his left and then opens up his body and shoots it back over the glove hand of a goaltender. I've seen him do that his last couple of shootouts. I don't know if Conklin has seen that move or not from Kovalchuk. Something new. He used to come real fast, about 100 miles an hour.
Kozlov is really good at this stuff. We saw the numbers.
This guy's so handsy. He could go in and take a slap shot. That's how good he is. I mean, he could go in the slot area and take a slap shot over Conklin's glove.
Let's see how Ty Conklin handles Slava Kozlov.
See, Kozlov takes his time, and that's what Kovalchuk does a little bit. He waits and he waits and he waits, and finally he got himself in a position where he was about a foot from the goal line. And take a look at Conklin. I mean, he's got to roll over and roll over and roll over, and he's just throwing everything he can into that area. And he made the save.
Peter Sikora, he's good on the backhand. Let's see what he goes to the forehand. The backhand and a good glove save by Lettinen.
Sikora got a little help from Ty Conklin before he went in there on Lettinen. Look for a little advice. And look at this, Lettinen, patient. Yeah, saw the puck right into the glove.
Marian Hossa.
He's not that successful. Only 1 for 5 this season. And I told you before, he really likes the 5-hole. He's got a hard, low shot. Let's see what Hossa does.
Everybody is standing in this building in the lower level. Hossa shoots it off the goalpost. Oh, it went in. No, he got it. He got it in time.
What a save by Conklin. He reached over there. I
thought it was going over the line. I thought it was over, and he actually got it before it went over the line.
They're going to have to look, man.
Yeah,
if he made this save, Stagger, this is an absolutely brilliant save. It went low off the post. Watch Conklin reach around. He filled it off the pad. It's a save. What a save by Ty Conklin. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. For him to have the presence of mind to feel that come off the post and to get back with the glove, I can't believe that save. Wow. I'm speechless. That was tremendous work. And they're going to take a look, take some time, but you can see that puck's got to be all the way over the goal line.
Yep.
It would have got over the goal line if Ty Conklin just didn't make the old Gumby impersonation, reach back there, sweep that puck out. That was tremendous work.
Hossa's shot really came hard off that post.
Loves that low, hard shot, Hossa.
Now Letang, who's trying to keep his perfect record intact here. What magical move will Letang make tonight? Lettinen gloves the shot this time. That's the same thing he tried, and successfully, I might add, against Tim Thomas in Boston, but Lettinen just stood up to make the save.
Yeah, Tim Thomas is the guy that puts the belly on the ice, and Lettinen, more patient, is able to stay up and put that puck and watch it right into the trapper. Here we go. We're down to Kovalchuk and Crosby.
The game's best goal scorer, Ilya Kovalchuk, against Ty Conklin. Conklin stops him again. And now Sidney Crosby has a chance to bring this curtain down on another shootout win for the Penguins. If he can do it right here against Carey.
Look at everybody standing. Oh, the crowd is going crazy right now. Crosby, he might be looking 5-hole on the big goaltender. There's a lot of room when the goalie with big legs. Oh boy. Conklin made a beautiful save again, squeezing those pads together.
Crosby against Lehtinen, who comes out to challenge him, and Sid fakes and shoots, and he's stopped by Lehtinen. I think he got a piece of that with his glove and went over the cage.
Yeah, I don't know if it was going on the net or not, but he definitely got a piece with the glove. Crosby, he looked. Obviously, he didn't want to go 5-hole.
He almost pulled it
He
off.
froze the goaltender, Lehtinen, a little bit. And now it's the wrecking ball looking to do some damage against his former club. And, he doesn't know Ty Conklin that well, and vice versa.
And what would you think Recchi would do here, Bob? Try to wrist that puck in?
Who knows? The wrecking ball, he's a 5-hole guy, too.
He scores.
Oh, boy, Ty Conklin is not happy right now. And now, Evgeny Malkin has got a chance to match what Mark Recchi just did.
Recchi's a happy man, to say the least. I don't think we don't even have to describe why he's so happy right now.
He's euphoric right now.
So it's down to Evgeny Malkin. Can Malkin beat Lehtinen? Here he goes. No.
Well, he had him down and dead to rights, but he couldn't get it up over that right pad. Lehtinen was down. He put the right leg down on the ice, and Malkin had all the room upstairs, all of it. He just couldn't get it up. Just had to get the puck up 11 inches. He got it up 6. And Mark Recchi steals the point for the Atlanta Thrashers.
Talk about a perfect script for the Atlanta Thrashers, who came into action tonight 4 points behind the Hurricanes with a game in hand for the top spot in their division and only a couple of points out of a playoff spot. So that's a gigantic extra point they get here tonight. Sidney Crosby is our McDonald's player of the game with 2 goals here tonight. But it was Mark Recchi who made the story complete for the Atlanta Thrashers. What a way to come back and haunt his old team.
And there goes the streak. The Conklin streak is over. The Penguins streak is done, and they'll just have to get it going. Once again, the next game will be against the Lightning.
Penguins' next game Monday against the New York Rangers. That's on Versus. Our next broadcast is Friday against Vinny LeCavalier and the Tampa Bay Lightning at 7:30. For Bob Harry and Dan Potash, this is Paul Steigerwald inviting you to join us with Paul Alexander and Jay Caulfield in a moment.